we get bummed and murdered, show me your face. This is the face that did it.
It was me. Shh.
The face that did it.
I'm not that way inclined, man. So I'm going to get your coffee and go.
Thank you.
Yeah, fucking hurry up with the coffee, man.
Ah.
He's a very nice man. We've lucked out here. This is going to be fun.
I didn't put the plug in.
What?
Yeah, I forgot to put the plug in, so I kind of thought I had the kettle on the go, but...
What a prick. What a prick. Right, so we're going to need... So this is me. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not me. This one is me.
Ah, can I use that one to stick my plug in?
Great, we have to get a full set of headphones out. Never leave home without this, guys.
That reminds me, I put Jeff up. I'm going to tweet about the
I need
podcast.
to, send that. I need to send the WFMU ones. I need to get in touch with. Right, I'm just going to set it up, dear viewer, so you can listen to
the viewer the other side, just to cast a sent me there.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, see. All this technology.
It's the future. We're living in the future. That's a good time, yeah.
Right, you should be able to hear George Galloway now.
Oh, I need to say hello. Lee Brace is watching.
Hello, Lee Brace.
One of the. Are you still watching, Lee?
Lee Brace, massive.
Lee! Lee!
Lee, you twat. The fuck
No,
are you?
Lee's.
Lee Brace, massive.
He's on edge. So, your coffee's there. I'm not a coffee drinker myself. But
However it comes, it will be.
I'm not on that.
Lee Brace, massive. Big up yourself. Good, thank you, Josh. We are all set up our end. Let me change that level down.
Did you get those two we transferred?
Yes, does that sound a bit better? Have you got those two files that Catherine has sent you? I will cue you for both. Well, I'll cue you for the opener. We're going to finish on the Eddie Large, so you'll have to do some magical back counting, but that's not for a while yet. And usual, we've got the screen up, so as soon as we get any calls, just whack them through and type them up and give me out times, and I'll hit the brakes and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Just put the times. Oh, what time have you got in the studio there?
You'll have the screen.
54:50. Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
You'll have the remote screen now.
Huh?
Put the remote screen there.
Okay, is that got the clock on?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 5 seconds slow on my watch, that's fine. They're all perverts looking up your skirt. Look, they can see your bum. Why are you wearing something so short? Just because you're in Newcastle?
I was wearing something
Would you like a
shorter.
small mug or a large mug?
Large mug, please.
Large.
Large mug, please.
Oh, like a big
Right. So yeah, studio remote there.
Alright, mate.
Alright, calm down, mate.
Calm down, mate. Dickhead. And you guys can hear George, yeah?
Which shows a different side to the questions that
Thank you very much indeed. Up yours, Dookie. You twat. Everyone that's saying no, you're a twat. Because I know you fucking can.
should be moved to Hampton or anywhere else has come on here and said the Henley Regatta should be moved to Billericay. We have established, I think, hegemony on this question. The Notting Hill Carnival has Notting Hill. I think we also demonstrated that the talks that lasted 2.5 hours today between and Vladimir Putin are of considerable moment and will have come as a disappointment to those who hoped
Right.
that they had Trump on the run, on the stampede, on the way to
We need to do a handover if you can get back on the mic, please. It's coming from Cass.
Really?
He says, really?
Handover?
What do you mean, a talk up at the top of the hour?
You talk at the top of the hour?
Why is she phoning me?
3 hours. Well, for me, that would be marvellous.
Is that alright?
A talk up at the top of the
Do you
hour?
want to talk up at the top of the hour, he's asking?
Next week with another listener. Because, hey, I need the ratings. I've been George Galloway. This
You want me to do a
don't.
handover?
No.
No.
And phone Catherine up, the producer of the show, maybe.
No.
radio. Stay tuned.
Guys.
Great
No.
radio.
Okay, no.
Digital debate.
To see the base I do. I don't have my emotions very well, do I?
We'll get you talking.
There was a magical place where you could hear all tales of beastly boys, ghastly girls, story hour with David Warren.
This time, are you going to let me see the screen, or are you just going to fuck about doing Twitter on that?
I'm not
Last
doing
time.
Twitter.
No, but last time I didn't get to see the screen. Can't see the screen now.
Well, would you like to know the password if you want to screen up all the time?
Well, he's not going to put on his table. I'll put actually on his table. I don't really want to spit out.
Hello. That's right. Hiya.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade quality building products. In July, we've got
That's cool.
20% off the Selco trade price on rigid kitchens when buying 8 or more units. Now that's a real deal.
Do we do 27 talk up?
More real deals and your
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Alright, cool. No, he'll do it. Alright. We'll do. Alright, cheers.
Hearts broke for those who lost
Alright,
their
see you
lives in
later.
the devastating fire.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
For those who survived the fire and for the whole community who know their lives will never be the same. TheBigGift.org.uk has set up an appeal
see the
to
time.
support a local charity, the Kensington and Chelsea Foundation, who are ensuring those affected get there. Right now,
Hey! Thank you very much indeed. I want the beds, please, the music beds. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank
Oh, when the
you.
kids are watching TV, I was always at work with Big Barry
Wow,
watching
tired.
CCTV. But now I drive with Uber. I don't have to work on social hours if I don't want to, and I can do it and watch whatever I want.
Hello, Watch Doggy Detective.
Brilliant.
Work or not, at the touch of a button. Find out more at uber.com/drive.
Guys, that's as loud as it's going to be, so you're going to have to deal with it. No, I'm talking to the periscopers.
For those about to talk, please select Talk Radio.
Thank you very much indeed, George Galloway. As always, it is a pleasure to be on the show. My show, The Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. We're coming live from some bloke's house. I don't really know where we are. It's certainly not Newcastle like he told us it was. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call.
From the Sky News Centre.
You need to turn the volume off for that, because it's...
Protests are continuing in the
What
German
music?
city
Turn the volume off.
where world leaders are meeting for the G20 summit. Extra riot police have been drafted in to deal with the demonstrators. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has opened his first meeting with Vladimir Putin by raising concerns about Moscow meddling in last year's US election. The Russian
We got it at Selco.
The American Secretary
It's
of State
on 344 499 1000, isn't it? Yeah, but not quite on.
Particularly agree, though, that this is a substantial hindrance. And
I'll make it really, really obvious.
work regarding commitments of non-interference.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
France, Great Ormond Street Hospital has applied to the High Court for a new hearing. The football mascot who developed a close friendship with England striker Jermaine Defoe has died. 6-year-old Sunderland fan Bradley Lowry had been battling a rare cancer. Delivery wants the government to update rules so it can offer staff benefits such as sick pay and insurance. Currently, riders don't receive extra extras because they're classed as self-employed. In sport, Wimbledon champion Andy Murray rolled back in the fourth set to avoid a decider and book his place in the last 16. Fabio Fognini was one half of a fabulous match, but will rue losing
Thank
5
you.
straight
More than
games,
that,
having
I'm
been
Thanks very much.
Sounds like I'm getting off.
Cheers.
Is this my one?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at us, mate.
Thank you. Sorry, when I've got those on, I can't hear anything.
No,
So
no,
if you've been
it's
talking to me, I've not heard it.
I just thought you were.
Those are your headphones. We're all a little bit tangled and caught up, and that's the beauty of it. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to unplug that.
Is it for back in New York? I said we there.
You weren't there,
When I was listening, I collectively felt, you feel like you're there with you.
Right, we're about to go live. You're going to have to lean forward a little bit because there's not much giving these.
With radio's Lord of Mystery, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We have ways of making.
So what's the plan?
Good evening, dear listener. Thank you very much indeed, George. We are coming live. Well, not from Newcastle, as we were led to believe, Catherine. Sorry?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just checking, Josh, everyone can hear us because it's very quiet here, but as long as people can hear us, that's beautiful. That's fine. No, we've been to Newcastle for all of 2 hours.
Yeah.
It took, I don't use this term loosely, it took bloody hours. I left my house at 11:30 this morning and we got to Newcastle at about 6:15 this evening. It was what can only be described as a very long car journey.
What made it seem longer for me was the fact that you had forbidden me to speak.
Yes. Let's get rid of that music, Josh. I think 5 minutes of background music is more than enough to set the scene. That basically we're very tired, and I'm very, very grumpy. But we'll put the grumpiness to one side because we are coming live from Simon's house.
Hello there.
Hi, Simon.
How are you doing?
I didn't give you permission to speak there. That was.
Apologise about
but
that.
we
Jumped
are.
in.
We are in your house. You jump in whenever you want. Thank you very much for inviting us.
More than welcome.
Where are we?
So we're in a lovely little town called Morpeth.
Okay.
Which, as you correctly pointed out,
Yes.
isn't quite Newcastle.
No.
It's about 15 miles from Newcastle.
Yeah.
It's,
It's nice. Listen, I've been to Newcastle for 27 years, so, and it's not really changed a lot. But the drive out from there to here, it's about 25 minutes, half an hour drive. It's delightful.
very, very scenic.
It's very nice. I'm guessing this is an historic town. Why don't you give us
Extremely.
some historical facts about
Well,
Morpeth?
putting me on the spot.
You can make them up if you don't
Well, I
know
will.
them.
Yeah, so there's a historic Morrison's here. It's been here, well, it's actually moved buildings.
An historic Morrissey, yes.
Yeah, there's a lovely river and there's a Carlisle Park, which
Yeah.
is a massive park in this actual centre of town, pretty much.
What's Morpeth Court? Because that looks like a castle.
Morpeth Court, that's actually, well, I believe it used to be a courthouse. There is a castle here.
that was the dumbest.
No, but
Question.
It
And
looks
to be
like
honest,
a
I'm only putting
castle.
two and two together because it's called coal. I believe it was a courthouse.
Oh, he's making it up.
Well, of course he's making it up.
He said to make it up.
He's a bullshine artist, this
Yeah.
guy. He
But-
told us he was in Newcastle.
Nah.
There is a castle somewhere,
Yes.
allegedly.
Yes.
No, it's up by Carlisle Park, up on you go up some stairs, and it's very tiresome walk up there.
While we are here, there are two ways you can call us, guys, right? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to call us. If you know Simon's number and you call on that, we'll talk
Can we
to you
patch
on
you
that.
in? Patch you
You jump the queue. Right now, though,
It's going to be red hot all night.
the only caller we've got is you introducing. You know who the first caller is.
Is it Mr. Caddick, by any chance? Hip, hip, hip!
You deal with him, Simon.
Hello, Alan, how are you doing? I know we shouldn't be asking that. I heard the yesterday show.
Yes.
What was that, Alan? I didn't hear that. Oh, hi, Alan. Can you see my fat belly?
You see my fat belly.
Can't see mine.
Oh,
Got the
hey.
screen up.
Can you see what it says? Alan, can you read what it says on my top?
She's
Something
turned
like
the
that. Something like that.
vegans.
Something like that. It's a Daft Limmy.
Yes.
Quote.
Yes.
You know Daft Limmy.
What you up to this evening?
Is that Mark?
Hey, we're watching the Crystal Maze now. Is this on? Is this on
This is
record?
actually not live.
You take this. Okay, yeah, we're watching the Crystal Maze, and it's got Citizen Khan on it. And Ryland, and some other celebrities that I don't know who they
It doesn't matter,
are.
though, does it?
It doesn't really matter these days. Is that you ringing, Alan?
It's not my phone.
Your mum's on Facebook Messenger. What, is she trying to get a replacement for your dad?
No.
Because that's the only reason. That's the only reason people use Facebook Messenger is for a little bit of swiping. Is your mum swiping?
No, she's ringing.
Oh,
She's ringing.
Well, take the call from her. Don't you can't hang up on your mum.
Let's take it live. Can you not...
Here's a lesson, Simon. There's no point in actually talking to Alan because he doesn't hear a word that you're
Let's see if
saying.
you can just patch into it.
Have you ever been to Newcastle, Alan?
My dad's family's from Newcastle.
Oh, well, you can tell us where to go tomorrow then.
Well, I don't really know that much because my nan died before.
Oh.
Ah, that would explain it. Well, Alan, you have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much indeed.
Bye, Alan.
Ta-ta. Let's go to Andy on line 2. Good evening, Andy.
Good evening, Ian.
Is this Andy from Morpeth?
Yes.
Ah.
We're around the corner from you.
Yeah, he's in Kirkhill, I believe.
Yeah, Kirkhill, about half a mile away.
Right, well, we'll drive past your house later on tonight and beep our horn. How's about them apples, Andy?
Well, if you bring some powdered water, that'll be fine.
There we go, you see. Can you give us some history of Morpeth? Here's the thing, right, that I really got when we were in New York, and I'm kind of aware of it more and more, is just how London-centric everything is. Everything in the media is London-centric, and I think the BBC sending people to Salford I think it was a bold move, but I think it was misplaced. I don't think it solves the problem because all they do is the big names still present their shows in London, and the guests get flown up to Manchester or trained up first class, do the show, then come back.
Also, transporting a load of Southerners to a different building
Yeah.
makes no difference at all to the outcome.
That everyone moved. They were given grants to move. So I think it was a good idea. I just think it was stupid.
So you said they just should put it in Newcastle.
They should have hired local people as well and had some more local voices on there.
But and also, talk radios in London. I'm aware of that. But we are a national radio station. Unless you're on the M4 corridor, then of course you can't pick us up. But
I can't take you up there, I'm afraid.
We picked us up. I could hear George as we were driving in, and then it got a bit patchy.
So I listen on the internet.
And that's the thing. But I think we need to make, Catherine, you and I need to make more of an effort. You need to make more of an effort in your appearance, but we need to make more of an effort to make the show less London-centric. We need to get out more. But here's the thing. Driving to Newcastle was the stupidest idea I have ever had. I just didn't. I thought it was like 3 hours. It was about 6.5 hours. There's a sign. We're a 90-minute drive away from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Bloody, we're 90 minutes away from Edinburgh.
Told you it was nearly Scotland. You wouldn't have it.
It doesn't help when half the road, like half the M1's like under roadwork.
Yeah, it doesn't help
50
at all.
miles an hour.
But this is my pledge to thee, Andy. I am going to make this show less London-centric. How's about that?
So how long did it take you to get past the metro centre?
That's the question I asked.
I don't know what that means. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? The Metro
It's
Centre?
a very well-known congested area, especially on a Friday. When you were driving past the Angel of the North, did you see the Angel
We
of the
saw
North?
the Angel of the North.
Further north.
A rusty statue.
Yep. Further north than that, so you
Yes.
would go around the bend.
Yes.
Generally, was it busy there? Or?
Do you know what? I'd
It
switched.
was all busy.
It was all busy.
just one big busy.
Yeah.
I'd switched off
that's
my
fine.
mind at that
The
point
normal thing.
and was on autopilot. Andy, did you give us some history of Morpeth?
No.
Well, thanks very much for calling. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Now, by the way, if you want to know what Simon looks like, or more importantly, what Simon's house looks like, if you go to periscope.com/Iain Lee, we are streaming live video, and if you can see, he's got a great view of New York.
Yeah.
You see?
It's live, coming in live now.
Coming
from,
in
from satellite.
live. How do I know that man on that advert?
Oh no.
I know him. What do I know him from?
He does have that recognisable face, doesn't he?
He does. I recognise him from something. I think his name might be Chris or Dan. Anyway, so we're going to be here doing the show as per usual. You are welcome to call in about any old nonsense. Haven't looked at the papers. I don't know what's going on. The only bit of news I know is that Trump is pretending he's never met Putin before. This is the first time they've met.
Yeah.
And he said, "Did you interfere with the election?" No. Okay, I take you at your word.
That's that sorted.
That's that sorted.
They're pretending they've not been sexting each other for the past 6 months.
And France has banned petrol and diesel cars. That's Lasagne.
It's not until like 2040 or
Oh,
something.
I'll be dead by then.
The
Of
world
lung
may not be in
cancer.
existence by that point.
No,
so,
exactly.
Don't
France.
have to worry about it. So
France will be long gone by then. So that's all I know. You're more than welcome to call in though, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. Here is your cue. Get your finger hovering over that button, Josh, in the studio, because this is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio. Boom. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Yes, let's have those 2 calls, yeah, and then we'll go into the doodah. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yes, I would. I would love it.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
if it's any good. Like, I
It's
think
all
I may. There's a chance I may have put sweetener in there by mistake.
Dude, it's all groovy.
I had a pot of sugar, but I don't know if that's what's going on there.
It's all groovy. Cup of coffee.
Fresh from the kitchen of something.
Do you know what? Can I get a glass of water?
Yeah, sure.
Tap water, please. It'd be lovely. So I get very thirsty doing this nonsense. Just when there's a glass of wine by your feet and a glass of coffee by my feet. Tamara Wall, Joel Dommett, Jermaine Jenas.
Arguably the best water in the country.
Thank you.
Nothing really water.
Oh, drink to plenty by your
I think
feet.
you've got a lot
Catherine.
of new Morpeth listeners at the minute.
The Claims Guys.
One of my neighbours, Paul, asking for a shout out.
Work doesn't end because you're
No.
There's always a call to take, and business doesn't sleep
I
even
think that's to do a live video on Facebook
E-Receptionist
Live.
lets you step outside the
Not
office
for 5 seconds.
and balance work with life. With E-Receptionist, calls can be directed to a landline or your mobile, so wherever you are, you're local. And with our unique app, you can dial out from your landline number with your mobile. Take a free 30-day trial at ereceptionist.co.uk. Cancel within 30 days to avoid charges.
Talk Radio, digital debate for the UK.
Truth.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Good evening, dear listener. The Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. Catherine is here.
Boom.
We're in Simon's house here.
Hello.
And we are Barry.
Nice to talk to you.
It must be.
Best wishes to Simon.
Hello, Barry.
He's been very kind, Barry, in letting
I'm
us
fine.
use his house. Although here's the thing, we're in quite a narrow street,
Yeah.
and the kids in the house.
Is that you who ran over the football earlier?
Yes, I ran. I
saw that from the window.
I ran over their football, and I was trying to park in a very, very tight space. And if they hadn't been watching me, I could have done it. But I could hear their ball being dragged around under my car.
I've seen it. I've seen the,
You see it
the ball
happen?
go under,
Yeah, it was me.
and then you were kind of going back and
Yeah, it
forward,
was me.
reversing in,
He was
and then you
trying
kind of
to-
gave up and,
Yeah.
and went away in the end. No, I was sort of wondering if that was
That was
you.
me. That was me. I caused
And,
anarchy,
I
Barry.
think you were getting filmed by them all over there. And it was all a huge laugh there. They took it in good
They
spirit.
took it in good. They took it in
It was
good
one of the
stead.
balls that don't pop easily.
They took it in good stead, Barry. What can we do for you this evening, Barry?
Yeah, I've just got a couple of points for you. But can I say first of all to Simon, during the 60s I moved to a new colliery in Staffordshire. A lot of lads from the north, gypsy lads, as you call them, came down, and you couldn't wish to meet better guys to work with. I'll just say that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, really nice lads. Right, okay then, Ian.
Hang on. Who are these lads that you work with?
Did they ever go to the Ashington collieries by any chance?
Yeah,
Ellington, maybe? Ellington? Oh, these are all places. Do you know these places, Ian?
I've got
Ellington, Ashington?
absolutely no idea.
I got to know a lot of them, Simon. It was a big...
Okay. I get a feeling that this is perhaps even too niche
Yeah,
for the nichest
I don't
show
really know what he's going on about.
on radio. So let's move on, Barry.
Anyway, let's carry on then, Ian. First of all, last night, mate, the first half hour was absolutely crap.
Oh, we won an award for... Oh, flipping it. For those who missed it, the first half hour last night was a tribute to... It was the 60th anniversary of Paul McCartney meeting John Lennon, and we did a Beatles medley. And I think it took months and months of writing and planning and rehearsing, and everyone played their part well. We won an award for that today. We won a Sony Award.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The real old knees up, mate. It was thoroughly enjoyable.
Well, I mean, there's not many people doing radio flash mobs. I think
No.
we may be the first.
Yeah, we won a Sony Award as a result of that, so thank you to everyone who voted for us.
And how much practice did Caddick put into that? 'Cause
Oh,
I
months.
thought he was on spot. He was on point.
Absolute months of rehearsal for that, and you know, all of these shows are scripted and written weeks and months in advance, just like this conversation we're having now, just like this bit of the conversation. It sounds spontaneous, it's rehearsed, and when I stop speaking, Barry will pick up.
Fine. What I wanted to tell you was a little conversation today. A young guy in Wilkinson's, I guess it would come under the category of attacks by unusual animals. And the young man was telling me about 10:30 last night. He was walking in the built-up area here in Western.
Yes.
And a badger didn't just go for his legs and calves, jumped onto his shoulder.
Went for his cock and balls.
I've
No?
no idea, but he went onto his shoulder and the guy...
Hang on a minute. Was he lying down?
No.
How did a badger get up to a man's shoulder, Barry?
Well, I've no reason to disbelieve this. He's a very nice young man, and I said...
In Wilkinson's?
I reacted, I punched it,
What?
and legged him.
So the bloke in Wilkinson's told you that a badger jumped on his shoulder, and in retaliation he decked it and legged it.
Exactly.
And you believe that?
I did believe him, yes, because I know the guy quite well. And
Thanks very much for calling, Barry. Let's go to Chris, who's in Dundee. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening.
Do you believe that story? Here's tonight's phone-in. Do you believe the story that bloke from Wilkinson's told Barry? 0344 499 1000. Well, I'll do that as a Twitter poll as well. There we go. What you got for us, Chris?
I've never seen a badger ever. I used to live in France, and there was a big debate between us that did badgers exist or not.
I've never seen a live badger. I've seen, obviously, the corpses of badgers, but then they could just be made out of an old cushion.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure badgers don't exist.
No, they definitely do, because there was a crushed one on the A19.
Oh, no.
No, but the fake. But
I
this
reckon
is
it's
it.
the same crushed badger.
Ah.
I've only seen a dead one.
They could make it out.
Oh,
They
right.
could make it out of just a bit of sack and paint it. This is really interesting, Chris. I think I'm being red-pilled. Yeah, I don't believe in badgers either.
Have you seen one ever?
No, never. I've never seen a badger.
Dead or alive?
I've seen a dead one. Is he listening to me? Can Chris hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because you're asking questions to which I've already given you the answer. Anyway, Chris, what you got for us now, apart from badgers?
I was just wanting to bring the show down a wee bit.
Oh. I think I'm doing a good enough job at that, but okay.
So what it used to be, whenever you had no listeners,
Yes.
about feeling ill and...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. When we had no listeners, his observation is correct. I'll give him that. Go on, Chris.
Can I talk about this, or should I just leave?
No, of course you can. Hey, listen, here's the thing, right? This is a show where people can talk about absolutely anything, and I do think that maybe there was a period where I got we maybe wallowed in the misery a little bit too much, and there would be like weeks where all the shows were just me saying I wanted to kill myself and right, and listeners voted by switching off in their droves. That's fine. And we've gone back, and I was arguing with someone on a forum the other day saying the fun is back, the giggle factory is open. But, if people want to share their stories of struggling with everyday life, then they are more than welcome to. And I still do as well. You know, I talked the other day about. So no, Chris, please, you go ahead, man.
This isn't my actual point, but does the giggle factory stress you out?
Does the giggle factory stress me out? That is an excellent question.
Doesn't seem like the real what you're feeling right now.
Well, okay. Does it stress me out? Yes, it does. Right now, this is what I'm feeling. There have been times in the past sort of 2 months that we've been doing this style of show that I have been faking it a bit, partly to see if I could fake it. And then there were a couple of days this week when I did, I wanted to jump off a bridge. And the shows, I think, sort of Tuesday and Wednesday, kind of reflected that in that they were a little bit more sombre and a bit softer.
Well, I got into it because I listened to Barry from Watford, and I got through to you from there and listened ever since. But I just thought recently it has sounded a wee bit.
Oh God! Hang on a minute. Don't now. Here's a head flip. Don't tell me you're going to stop listening because it's got too much fun now. I'm never going to get the balance right, and that's going to send me into a spiral of depression.
It's fun, but I just miss sometimes when a lot of your listeners probably do contact with you through mental illness, I suppose it is.
Well, we had about 40... Here's the interesting thing, right? And you can't please all of the people all the time, and I know that, and sometimes I try and chase that a bit. When we were doing all the shows were a bit down. Yeah. We some shows we registered 0 listeners. That was kind of depressing for me. So I had a rethink. And then I think it was maybe Monday or Tuesday this week, and we did talk about feeling down, and we had about 45 minutes of calls, including, I can't remember the names, but a call from a young lady and a call from a young guy, and someone posted on Twitter, I haven't listened to someone posted on Digital Spy, I haven't listened for ages because it got miserable. Then I turn in again and I hear he's still doing miserable radio, and I had to go, no. For the last 2-3 months, we've been doing fun stuff. That was just 45 minutes of... So we can't please everybody all the time. Here's the thing, right? When I'm feeling as crap as I felt this week, I'm going to come on and say I'm feeling crap. God damn it, I opened nearly every show last week by saying, hey everyone, I hate myself. How are you doing? So I don't know how more blatant I can be, that I hate myself and I'm depressed, but I can also have a laugh. Does that make sense? Now it sounds like I'm being aggressive to you, but I'm not.
I emailed you during the week about listening to your favourite album and singing your favourite album and seeing if that cheers you up. But today, that hasn't cheered me up.
What's going on for you, man? Why are you so... has anything happened, or is it just a chemical imbalance?
No, it's just... everyone asks what's happening, what's wrong,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Nothing's happening.
Nothing.
Nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't feel right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sucks, doesn't it?
So what do you do? And actually, I was at an optician yesterday, and she asked what your hobbies, what your pastimes, what in your spare time, and I said, well, I don't know. I try not to kill myself.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, man. What are your hobbies? I try not to kill myself. I get it. There's do you know what? Today has been distracted by me driving a stupid distance and by coming to some bloke's house who's kindly invited. So today is one of those days where nothing is real and all of that. But then Sunday night, Monday morning, I go back to reality. After we do the rabbit hole, and it sucks. But don't feel that you can't call in, even if we're phoning. Even if we're doing a show where we're talking about aren't balloons fun. You can still call in and...
Which they are, by the way.
Which they are a lot of fun.
There's that big
you can still call in and say, life sucks, man, and it hurts.
What was that balloons fun?
Balloons. Tell you what's the most fun about balloons is when you do that trick where you put a pin in it and it doesn't burst.
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah.
I might have some balloons.
Get some balloons and get me a pin.
I'll have a look.
And get me some sellotape. Get me some sellotape, and I'll do it for you. Well, listen, Chris, thank you for that. Hang in there, man. No, here's the thing. You haven't brought the mood down at all. And this is another thing. Talking about, wanting to kill yourself and stuff, ain't bringing the mood down. It's honest, and I am a big fan of honesty, and I appreciate your honesty. So thank you very much. Yeah, go on.
Kath and down dress.
Cut him off, he's a pervert. He's a pervert. Speaking of perverts, evening, Nigel.
This is Nigel from Maidstone.
Yes, it is.
Hey,
You guys
I was
talk to
hoping
him.
he was going to call up.
I think I might be able to fix this. You guys talk to him. I'm going to try and fix Periscope.
Oh.
You feel worse?
I thought this conversation with Nigel was going to be a bit more fun. I do apologise now.
Okay.
Do you have a song? Is it?
Hang on a minute. Is Nigel doing a heavy call? Nigel, what on, Nigel? What's happening? What's happening?
I want to do a song in a minute, but I want to talk about what I've seen today.
Okay, what have you seen today, Nigel?
There's a concert in Tunbridge,
Yes, the famous Madness.
Etc.
Well, it's not the real Madness, man. It's a cover.
The fake Madness.
Sadness.
The real Madness until they said no, it's not. It's a cover band.
Right.
I didn't bother staying because I wanted like £30 a ticket.
Yeah, but sometimes the cover bands are just as good, or if not better, than the originals.
Russell Watson is in Tunbridge on Sunday.
Is it the real Russell Watson or the fake Russell Watson?
This is the real Russell, the one that sings with Charlotte Church. Sometimes.
I thought Russell Watson was a comedian.
No, he's a singer.
Who's the comedian, the blonde comedian with the squinty eye?
Russell.
Russell Howard.
Russell Howard, yes.
Yeah, you're getting them mixed up. I mean the singer Russell Watson.
Yes.
He's very famous, and it's only £30 for a ticket, which isn't bad.
Well, that sounds like an absolute bargain. If you like him.
Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
It'd be nice, but if it's a nice sunny day.
Okay.
To there, and hopefully I'll get to meet him, and maybe I can do a song with him or something.
I think the chances of you doing a song with him are really slim.
Is Nigel still in touch with Miley, do you know?
Oh, God, I don't.
Charlotte Church, I told you, didn't I?
Yeah. What song would you like to sing tonight, Nigel?
Memories, that lovely song by the old singer.
Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
No, the English girl.
Yes.
I can't remember her name offhand, but she was
Okie doke.
that begins with G, I think.
Okay. Well, you sing. No, it doesn't.
Come to you,
Just sing the bloody song, man!
yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm just pressing up in.
Oh.
Pardon?
Jesus. Cut him off, Josh. Cut him off. Cut him off. Cut him off. Cut him off. That is, I mean, I've always... Here, two songs I never want to hear again. Memories and Send in the Clouds.
Isn't it
Don't, oh, that's
raining?
bloody awful.
Depressingly
Awful songs. Dear listener, we're going to take a quick break. Then when we get back, you're going to hear our exciting journey from the south to the north. This is Talk Radio.
Hope you don't mind me just chipping in. So.
No.
No, that's the point.
I'm enjoying it.
Say that bloke's face, look.
But yeah, his neck.
Splashed a bit on your sofa.
Oh no.
I'm terribly sorry. How embarrassing.
I'm sure I've got a cloth of some sort.
I'm really sorry.
It's like I want to clean the screens with, but I mean, you know. Oh no, what's happened here?
You weirdo.
Oh, are you saying the mood?
No, the lights. I shouldn't really be saying this, but when I go out, I have lights coming on and off to make
Dear listener, we are broadcasting from just outside Newcastle. Thank you very much. When the music starts, just put the microphones on. That's all we need. Thank you very much, dear listener. We are broadcasting from live from just outside Newcastle in Morpeth. We are in Simon's house. Simon, thank you very much indeed. But let me tell you, can watch us as well, periscope.com/Iain Lee. But let me tell you, dear listener, it was a longer drive than I expected, and we documented some of it for you. Here is how mine and Catherine's day has panned out so far. Oh dear. Right, we've got 20 minutes now.
Some people are phoning me and messaging me, and I don't even know how they got my number.
Oh yeah, we tweeted it earlier, sorry. You mind.
I think it's quite easy to work out. If you know where it works.
How do I find the address? Right, talk now.
Actually, I like listening to this show.
Gold if you're going to cut me off from the prime again.
Trust me, Catherine, you won't be giving out gold.
Well, it's a very muggy and sultry day here in mid-Bedfordshire. I'm not going to be any more specific than that because people will turn up.
Number 62.
But I hear that in Newcastle they are wearing coats. So, I mean, that's unusual. Apparently it's quite sombre in Newcastle.
I'm just saying the postcode to myself.
There may even be a light drizzle. So, I've got in my bag an emergency frock to put on over the top of
Sounds right, doesn't it?
essentially a very skimpy playsuit.
Oh God, imagine if I'd kept that on.
Mike lives in Houston, Texas as well. Watching this one, my friend.
It's baking here.
Houston,
and
not
I'm
Houston.
going to be sweating cobs
No, man.
for a good 2 hours before we reach the sort of midway line and suddenly the clouds descend.
I brought a hoodie. 210, 4 hours, 38 minutes
Jesus.
driving. Sweet Lord. Bloody hell. Oh, flipping heck. I mean, that is just,
It's a long
that
way.
is just ridiculous.
So as you can hear, happy, happy, happy on the road trip.
Yeah, right, if you be quiet now, because I'm,
Happy.
no, it's okay.
The curb.
That's fine. Oh,
And
still,
again.
Still in backwards.
Go.
Still in backwards. Right, no
Still in
talking,
backwards.
please, because we should get towards the end of this. Hang on a second. Oh, the radio's not working.
Oh God, no, really?
This could be awkward. What's going on here?
What's going on here?
What's happening here? Stop that, because this is my radio's not working, and I don't want people to know my radio doesn't work in my Ferrari.
Iain does not drive a Ferrari. His radio.
See what the twats are saying on Periscope.
Sorry, could you say that again? The line's not very clear.
Oh, we got a phone call, didn't we?
Yes.
Can you please confirm if you've had an accident within the last 2 to 3 years that was
Oh, then.
your fault?
Yes, I have, yes.
Is it Emma by any chance?
Please hold for 1 moment.
Is that a real person?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, how are you doing? Fine.
At least
I've just been
convincing.
reminded about my car accident and it's made me sad.
When did you have the accident?
It was at night time.
Then.
It was, yes, I have.
Did you suffer an injury in the accident?
What?
Did you suffer an injury?
Yes, I did. I suffered a fatal injury.
What is your car number plate which you have the accident?
What is what?
Car registration number which you have the accident.
Z40, F for Foxtrot, D Z4.
And then he just buggers off. What a
Am
twat.
I going to get my money or not? Am I going to get my money for my fatal accident or not?
Fatal accident.
This is the most fun journey I've ever had, and we've literally been in the car for 30 seconds.
What's going to happen next? Only time will tell. Right, what's going on?
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Hang on a second, hang on. Hang on, let me, should say
This guy is blocking.
No,
I'm able to block him.
Yeah, that sounds like us. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, hi. Well, we have been driving for about 4 hours. Only who's this bloke? Is this bloke telling us where to go? We've been driving for about 4 hours. Only another hour and 40 minutes to go. Jesus, this is the most torturous journey ever.
it's been proper long and we've been stuck in traffic behind people.
And you've been getting right on my tits.
And I've not been allowed to speak.
No, and even that has been annoying. You're so annoying. You're the most annoying. The way you've just been breathing in this really annoying manner.
It was very annoying breathing.
Shut up! You're the one that breathes loud.
Shut up, man.
You could have gone in the boot as I've requested. So annoying.
You see, I just cannot win.
But saying that, we're having a real great time. Here's the thing, right? I didn't know Newcastle was so far away.
I genuinely didn't. I couldn't believe it.
5 o'clock on Sunday.
To be fair, you could
Yeah.
normally get there a bit quicker if it wasn't if there's not so much roadworks and things. And
Where's my wallet? Oh, don't tell me I've come without my wallet. Oh, no.
Oh, here we go. I knew there was a reason you invited me.
Right, come on, let's go and have a Jimmy Riddle.
do you ever remember talking to anyone called Ross?
Don't keep doing that.
He's a bit of a slow character from Essex.
Doesn't really narrow it down.
He's funny. He's one of the debaters as well.
For that entire time, and I think my mouth might have sealed up.
I turned on Twitter when we stopped for a Jimmy Riddle, and I've been trolled. I was being cyberbullied because of a lie that you put out, fake
I wonder
news.
if anyone
Hashtag fake news.
recognises my voice in the debaters. I don't know, because probably one only listened.
So I'm not being
I think the debaters are the only ones that listen to them.
crappy mood because of this drive, and now you're just getting a microphone and shoving it in my face. You just do the talking about Newcastle.
All right.
What a brilliant place.
Newcastle, we are now in you, and
What a brilliant
driving
place it
through
is.
Do it properly. Do it like a knob.
I don't think I can win with you today.
You can't. Just do the.
Gotcha.
I thought this was going to
Gotcha.
be a fun road trip.
Gotcha.
I didn't think it would take 6
They
months.
busted up, he did.
Just do it, but don't do it in an annoying manner.
Right. So we're now in Newcastle, one of the industrial centres of the north. It's looking a little bit overcast here, but kind of beautiful in a slightly Edinburgh-ish way, I would say.
Does it mean anything in a slightly Edinburgh-ish way?
I think that's an excellent description. Does look
Look
like
out,
Edinburgh.
Judith
lazy.
Chalmers, Boyle's on the thing.
Okay, well, as you can hear, my companion is as delightful, charming,
Out the way!
and
Idiot!
oh god, and friendly as ever. So this is going to be a fun show.
Put that down, 'cause I can't find the bloody hotel.
We didn't get any poppadoms.
No, I know. Or chutney.
That chutney just cut. That should just be there.
Should come
The little.
before they start taking your order.
They normally come as standard, don't they?
Yeah.
But you know what, I'm fine about that, because that's just the kind of guy I am. And we have a couple of hours to kill
Then
before
fuck off, Hudas.
the radio show. So we're
Bye.
for a traditional Newcastle brown. Or is it
Yeah.
brown in colour. It's not racist, I mean, it's not racist at all. I mean, the food is, I've got myself in a terrible.
You would never try the Nicky Brown natural alcohol, obviously. It's very nice there.
I've had it.
Sorry?
You've had it?
I used to drink it all the time.
Oh, Newcastle Brown. I've had that.
Yeah, it's known worldwide. You get
Do
America.
you know what? It's nice in a stew. I know. You make
Yeah, oh
beef
yeah,
stew.
yeah, oh yeah. That's been known to have been done a few times.
I have to apologise.
I don't make them myself, I but my man.
Yeah.
I was trying to be clever, and I was dumb. Here's the interesting thing. You look as miserable as sin, Catherine Boyle.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, it must have been difficult sleeping in that car.
It was difficult, very cramped.
Yeah, but you slept in the car.
Yeah, but not very well.
I only got 20 minutes, and that was on the M1 when it was going straight. You've slept, mate,
Yeah.
and you're falling
Breaking my neck.
asleep in the curry house. I wish I hadn't said that thing earlier on about. I was trying to do, because they have the famous.
Stop going on about it.
They have the famous drink, the Newcastle Brown. People are going to think it was a racial slur. I was trying to say the food was brown. Technically, honestly, I did not mean it like that at all. I'm not a massive. I'm not racist in any level. I met an Indian person.
Stop it. Right, so we're going to eat this delicious food. Doesn't matter where it comes from.
That sounded sarcastic, as though almost as if you're the racist.
No. So we're going to eat this delicious food, and then
Then we're going
I'm going to have a sleep.
No, mate, no. Then we're going to wander around Newcastle and catch some of the ambience. And then you're going to edit this package together while I think of wonderful scripts and comedy scenes.
Tired after that drive, man.
characters.
Yeah, and that big feed.
No, mate, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I'm professional. Do you know last night when we did the Beatles,
sing along. You sounded like a spontaneous bit of fun. Yeah, well, it'll be a different one. It'll be a different one, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure he's got a warning on him.
That's longer than some West End shows, but 25 minutes of radio. So, no, I will be looking half for tonight's show.
With his eyes closed, on his back.
Just to say, I am definitely not a racist. That is true. I am not. I stand by that statement. I'm very excited. That means delicious. I think we should now go out onto the streets of Newcastle and see just how far word of talk radio and late night alternative with Iain
How's this going to work out?
spread. You up for that, Boyley? Thank you very much. That was fantastic food. Right. Work. Let's go. No, don't go. We're going to go out and we're going to do it now. Top. Take it. Why not? We want to catch real life, real Newcastle. Okay, well let's get out. Thank you very much. That was delicious. Thank you. Are people up north? Nice. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okie dokie, Catherine. I'm going to start outside. Right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, mate. Cheers. Right, let us see if we can find some likely people who might be fans of talk radio. Let's have a little look. There's some gentlemen over here. Oh, got one over. Sorry to interrupt you guys. I'm asking about talk radio. Do you listen to talk radio?
I'm afraid I don't.
You've never heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I don't.
Do you know James Whale?
Yes, I've heard it. Yeah.
What do you think of James?
Not a lot.
No, I'm not James. Do you reckon?
My God.
Gardner on Periscope's asking where you got your shirts.
Oh, got it from the Limmy's live show in Glasgow last year.
He said he wants some Raven.
Falconhoof.
There was only this. There was this, and there was a falcon hoof one. But there was about 20 quid one just for a bit of type. That's Limmy. But it's good though. Yeah. I enjoyed the live show.
Brilliant.
I only discovered him like a few years ago, and bulk watched everything. Probably similar to you.
But do you ever listen to talk radio? Who's your favourite presenter on there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Never listen to it. Unbelievable. This.
There were if they knew about it though.
Very, very poor. Here we go. Here come some geezers. Let's go and speak to some geezers. Evening, geezers. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, come on. Come on, say it. You can say it. Come on. Come on. What do you mean, who is he? Come on. Do you listen to talk radio? No. Do you listen to talk radio, guys? Talk sport, mate. That's all. Talk sport.
Talk sport.
Oh, okay.
Always the way.
Then you're not our people.
To be honest, I've never listened to Talk Sport once in my life.
No,
so
exactly.
I'm not a big sports
There's
person.
not a huge crossover, is there?
Not be our natural habitat. Here we go. Excuse me, sir. You look like an intelligent gentleman. Are you from the Rugby there? Oh, whereabouts? Do you live in Newcastle? No. Whereabouts are you from? Aberdeen. Oh, Scott. No, we broadcast up there. Do you listen to talk radio at all?
Afraid not, mate.
What radio do you listen to?
Ego.
What?
No radio.
No. Oh, dude,
Is
you need
he
to
high
listen
thing?
to talk radio.
Eagle.
Don't fancy it.
No.
What you do? Why are you in Newcastle?
Wee cousin's christening.
Oh, well, that'd be nice.
Huh?
What is that happening tomorrow?
Sunday, I think.
Sunday? Oh, Sunday, you think?
Yeah, pretty sure.
How are you finding it? I haven't been up to Newcastle for 27 years. I don't know. Oh, you got a phone call?
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Oh, blimey. That's okay. Have fun at the christening. I smell a lot of alcohol coming on.
Hooder says, ask Simon to say hi as I live 5 doors down the
He
street.
does. I don't know if he's watching on here. Hello, Paul. He was the one I was mentioning before once I shouted.
Curry all round your Secondly,
He's a good
no
lad.
one here has heard of Talk Radio.
You kidding me?
I met some lads that listen to Talk Sport, and I met some blokes that thought that James Ware was a tosser.
Okay. So they have heard of Talk Radio?
Well, no.
They've heard of James Whale?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I've got a feeling this is that the Talk Radio marketing campaign is not working very well.
It's not reached Newcastle. But people here are very nice, and I can give you a symptom and a sign that we're up north.
Symptom, yeah.
I just went to the loo, right?
Yeah.
Lady started talking to me as we walked in
Yeah.
about you, asking where she knew you from,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, that's good, that's good. Yeah.
And continued to talk to me as we both had wheezing.
That's terrible.
Sweet.
It's awkward.
Sweet Lord. You still got curry around your mouth?
No, it's just dark. My finger's still yellow.
It's like our audience. Good evening, sir. You, how are you?
I'm very well. How about you?
Do you live in Newcastle?
Of course, yes.
What do, where, well, listen, I
You see
haven't
the
been
state
to
of this fella's
Newcastle
teeth?
for 27 years. Where should I go and what should I see while I'm here?
Right. You are looking to some nice fun?
I want some nice fun.
Alex is watching. Hello, Alex.
I mean, that's,
Another fellow
she's
debater.
a friend. She doesn't need to come.
With your
Best place is in
I think
the
Jeff might be watching as well.
seaside.
Okay, yeah.
Very, very friendly, everyone, and level high class in the
High class level drink.
no, never, yeah, very high class. Another ways in the town center, just only 55. That is opposite near the
Alan Thompson, like literally all my friends have seen him
55.
this. Alan Thompson.
Opposite the 55.
You've got a very strong Newcastle accent.
Absolutely.
My dad's watching as well.
Ha!
In Southampton.
From Newcastle.
Hello, Simon's dad. You brought him up right.
Yes, you do.
Have you heard of Talk Radio?
Yeah, I heard before.
Who's your favourite presenter?
Presenter God.
Can't argue with that, brother. Have a lovely evening.
And you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah, I think we should go back home.
We're here now. It took too long, and I need a sleep.
We just spent 20 minutes arguing whether that is a cathedral or a church.
I don't think there's any
It says on
cathedrals in
it
Newcastle.
cathedral, and you're going, that's not cathedral, it's a church.
Well, it says Cathedral Church on it.
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
Exactly.
I could be mistaken. I could be mistaken.
Get this.
Catholic one. That's why it's little.
Mate,
Whereabouts was
you
it?
can't now start dissing the
I'm
Catholics.
putting you on the spot. You don't really know the city very well.
What's it called?
I don't know where it is.
Saying Catholics are small-minded.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they don't run this country.
Can I just say, this is not in any way the vile that's spewing out of Catherine's mouth is in no way an indication of my views on religion.
This is you trying to get back after the restaurant comment, isn't it?
There's no restaurant comment because you've edited that out.
I haven't.
Oh, balls. You should have edited that out. Out because it
Hello.
hasn't gone out yet.
Well, I did.
Okay.
I said about the food.
Well, then just go straight into the break after this.
You've been vile to me today. Why should I do you any favours?
Josh, just go straight into the break after this.
For nearly 7 hours while you slept and moaned about me listening to Elvis Costello's audiobook.
I didn't moan about it. I just said it wasn't a barrel of laughs.
No, he's not a comedian. He's a doer, singer, songwriter.
Very
Got
cool.
another listener that'll be watching more regular.
Anyway, it's a cathedral.
Catholic one though.
They still count.
That's a very powerful ending to a very powerful package.
They still count.
They still count.
I used to work in a call centre. Every weekend, instead of being with my man, lost in conversation.
My man.
These adverts must have annoyed the hell out of you.
No, they're brilliant.
They're brilliant.
Oh, of course, no, of course they're excellent. Okay.
But now I drive
I know them all off by heart.
Yes.
when I feel like it.
I turned my carrier bag inside out.
It's a good advert.
Excellent. They're all excellent.
Touch of a button. Find out more at uber.com/driveuk. Uber. Where to?
Pays the
It's out
bills,
with
doesn't
the
it?
old and in with the new when you trade
trade in your old car.
So when your phone rings, do you have to go in that cupboard and get it out of your phone box?
Allowance towards the purchase of a brand new
What?
Renault Kadjar.
Oh, that's a fake phone. That's not real.
Right.
It's my grand. It was at my grand's house, and I
They
acquired
used to
it.
work, didn't they?
Oh yeah, it could work. I could plug it in if I wanted to. You know. But it's just like a show. My daughter loves it.
Oh god, I bet she does.
It was at my grand's for ages, and she just got sick of it. And I was like, oh, that's the one.
I know, the phones got so boring, haven't they?
I
When
know.
I was a kid, there used to be like kids' TV programs. They had like a Mickey Mouse one or
I remember like with the Nokia phone. I don't know if it was Nokia, where you could get the handset that you could plug into the Nokia one, and then you could like sort of talk on the handset. I used to do that at school, thinking I was cool. It was a bit of a hassle.
our landline that no one rings except my dad is like an old-fashioned phone. You know, with it.
Oh right, spin it around.
It's actually quite annoying if you want to phone someone in a hurry.
Because they have the fake ones with like the circle you have to press.
No, this one is. And I've also got a genie phone that's like an O when you pull that bit up.
Oh.
But they are a pain. There's a reason why technology moved on. But whenever my kids talk on it, they're like going, putting their hand over that. Do you mind on the phone? Do you mind?
Back in the day, you used to be able to like, lift the upstairs on it and like listen to people's conversations. I don't know if you
Dad,
can
are
do
you
that.
listening?
Yeah, you feel heavy breathing down the line.
Phone, it'd always be my grandma.
Right.
And then halfway through, he'd pipe in. Because he couldn't be bothered to actually talk, but he wanted to listen.
We sort of nosy. Standard old person thing, that one. My granny's thing.
Okay. Evening, dear listener. We are live now. You can hear us. That was our day. Later on, before the end of the show, you're going to hear as well. Remember we did the Eddie Large, an evening with Eddie Large a couple of weeks ago. You're going to hear some of the highlights from that as well. But for now, you can give us a call 03444991000. We're coming live from Simon's house. CJ. Hello, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Simon, too.
Yeah.
Hi, CJ. You know, is everything cool?
Oh, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Good.
What you got for us, CJ?
I've got a theory about badges.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's good. So out there theory. Now, when you only find dead badges, you only find them in concreted areas, don't you?
Okay. Let's assume that your premise is correct.
Well, what if badges live in the sky?
Okay, right.
That wasn't
Carry
where I
on.
thought it was going to go. But...
And they sort of have like little engines in the backside that they float around the clouds. And when the engines run out of energy, because there's not even enough bacteria in space or in the sky, they come crashing down into the earth.
Are you back on the booze, CJ?
I am certainly not.
I recommend you go back on the booze immediately. Thank you for that. Let's go to Emma. Evening, Emma.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
Hello, Emma. I am fine and dandy. What you got for us?
A story. Well, I know Simon Paisley is an old friend. Hello,
Oh, hi, Emma. How's it going?
not bad.
Long time no speak.
Definitely.
Did I see you at a zoo recently up Northumberland way? Or was that your sister? I can't actually remember.
Yeah, I have a mini zoo. I have 3 cats and a dog.
All right.
Flat.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Fair enough.
there we go.
It's a very niche conversation.
Very nice. Okay.
I actually have a funny story about what you had on earlier about when they ring you for your recent accident.
Oh yeah. That happened as we were driving up. Literally, as we pulled away, the phone rang, and I thought, oh, this could be fun. And it was one of those recent accidents. But now, because I answered it and spoke to them all day, I've been getting phone calls from different numbers, all the same thing.
Well, my old boss, she's left my job where I work now.
Yes.
I put a mobile to one of these people, and she's married, her husband's all well and alive, and I answered the phone and went, yes, my accident when my husband died. Thank you for reminding me of my grief.
Oh, see. Well, this is the thing. If they're going to keep phoning me, I mean, I don't get many phone calls, but I'm more than happy to give them a... Well, you heard me say to the guy, yes, did you suffer any injuries? Yes, it was fatal. I mean, you're dealing with absolute idiots
But the
here.
bloke didn't even attempt to do an... He didn't even attempt to do an official voice, though, did he? The guy?
No. That's the best they can do. But do you know what? I'd love to be in an accident and get $5,000. As long as it wasn't, crippled or something, Well, not crippled forever.
What would you lose?
I would easily lose a finger.
Which one?
I would lose any finger for $5,000. I'd lose a thumb for $20,000.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's the most important one.
Any finger though.
Pinkies, you don't need, do you?
Oh, pinky, I'll chop it off just for a laugh.
Whoa.
Go and fetch me a knife, Simon.
Although I told you about my mate who lost his pinky.
Yeah.
He forgets that he lost it until he tries to scrape the carrots off the chopping board and he moves his hand along and they're still all there.
Oh. Emma, listen, thank you very much for calling. Nice to talk to you. Cleo, stay there. We're going to come to you after the news. Dear listener, we are coming live. Well, we're in Newcastle. We've been to Newcastle. We're about 20 miles out of Newcastle in Morpeth. It is absolutely delightful. We're very lucky to be in Simon's house. Thank you very much, Simon. You can call us 03444991000. You can watch us on periscope.com/Iain Lee. And I mustn't forget to tell the whole reason that we're in Newcastle is because we're doing a show on Sunday at 5 o'clock in Newcastle. We've sold 36 tickets. He's coming. We've sold 36 tickets. The place holds 300. I will tell you after the news how you can come and how you can be part of the show and how you can take part in it. Exactly. But if you want to take part in the show tonight, very, very simple. 03444991000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, we call you back. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
They're all like listening to us, I think there are a lot of converts into the Iain Lee show, so that's good. Some of them I've never heard before, and they're saying that they're loving what they're hearing so far.
If there's,
So we can rub them on.
Yeah. Tell them to bring a bag. You can put a bag next to him.
The studio remote here is 57, 18, 19, 20, 21. Right, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
I just thought it was something else.
Sorry, Stevie's a bit poorly, so he won't be coming to nursery today.
Okay, thanks for letting us know. So I brought Max instead. I packed his favourite toy.
It's cool that someone mentioned the debates, so I'm involved with them. Because they do need more listeners,
Price of participation may vary.
We all like to feel our money is safe. That's why an ordinary little piggy bank.
Can you put the screen up on, please?
Yeah.
Make it another glass of Prosecco, I don't know if you want one. Yeah.
Should anything happen to your bank, building society or credit,
the
financial services compensation protects up to £85,000.
And it could be a festival, which is a local beer festival.
Oh, nice. Topical.
Protected. For more information.
Your crisps?
No.
No thanks.
Would you like to rifle through my biscuit tin?
I'm alright, thank you.
You know you into chocolate biscuits? I don't think you.
No, thank you.
Still feeling guilty about that big feed we had earlier on.
Hurry, offer ends now for July. Excludes VAT at 20%. Trade point, trade brands, trade prices, trade on.
George Galloway saying nice things about us on Twitter.
Oh, bless him.
Maiden of mid-morning radio is here.
Mid-mornings with me, Julia Hartley-Brewer. Hard-hitting debate, strong opinions, and essential listening. Julia Hartley-Brewer. The ladies not
Looks like a set of Friends. Who's this in the background?
Hmm?
It looks like a set of Friends.
Doesn't it?
We have ways of making you talk across the UK.
There you go.
On DAB.
Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Dear listener, we need to break this London-centric thing we've got in broadcasting. And BBC had a stab at it, at moving everyone to Salford. I don't think it worked. In our own small way, Kath and I are trying to do it. We are coming from just outside Newcastle. We are in a listener's house. Normal rules apply. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
From the Sky News Centre at 11, large protests
Sweet
are
man.
continuing in Hamburg.
That's nice.
Extra riot police have been
Nice.
called in to help deal with the crowds. Some demonstrators in the German city have been letting off
Can you reply? I can't
fireworks
really
as
easily
well
reply
and
on
burning
person.
barricades. It's where leaders of the world's richest
That room's normally
nations
packed full of silent disco headphones, but we're actually all out this weekend at events.
dozens of protesters
Have you ever heard of silent?
thank you.
I'm aware of silent discos. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Alright, cool.
that Russia didn't meddle in the US election. They held talks for 2 hours and shared a warm handshake at the G20 summit. The Torment Street Hospital has applied to the High Court for a new hearing to discuss the case of terminally ill baby Charlie. after a group of experts drove to the hospital.
Oh, she's lost
The
weight.
boy's been charged with murder after a man was stabbed to death in Birmingham. The 22-year-old died after being attacked in Bartley
What?
on Monday.
Tinsel Tits has lost weight.
Yeah, I know. So.
Burst for her cancelled shows in London. The singer pulled out of the gigs at Wembley Stadium last weekend after damaging her vocal cords. In sport, British #1 Johanna Konta made light work of Maria Sakkari to book her spot in the 4th round of Wimbledon for the first time. She lost 5 games in straight sets victory, winning 6-4.
Josh, is that a different Emma or the same Emma?
Konta says she needs to.
Okay, thank you. Okay, brilliant, thank you.
Between players, because a lot of it also comes down to the day and to the matchup of the two styles of play.
Andy Murray is also through after a 4-set victory
Probably not he's watching, naturally, because he always does.
Cricketers have the advantage in the
Custard
first test
man.
against South Africa at Lords. The Tourists closed 8-2 on 240 for 5, still 244 runs behind the host's first innings score of 458. That's the latest. I'm Kieran Kaur.
Across the UK, online and on DVD.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Iain. Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Good evening, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. We are the more we've not really spoken about this, Catherine.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, the more I think it is pretty much up to us to break the London centricity of broadcasting. We talked about the BBC moving to Salford. I think that, well, they did it because they were told they had to do it by the government. But it didn't really achieve anything because it was mainly moving London for people, people that lived in or near London were paid a subsidy to move up north.
And also, there was a whole furore in the papers.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that was whipped up by the papers. One of them being a newspaper that forced my dad to move from north to south, and there was no moaning when it came to that. It was either you take the job or you don't. Anyway, it whipped up that there were people moving from London who didn't want to go. You know, so it felt like a massive, hardship.
And I don't think it really works because a lot of the big name presenters, particularly on 5 Live, which is based up there, do their shows from London, or when Victoria Derbyshire was doing the show, she'd get flown up there, flown back.
And that's not really the point.
No, and also the guests would get flown up there or sent up on a train for. So it doesn't really work like that. But I think with this show, we have the power to do this. We've already done this show from Edinburgh. We did it from Manchester. Now we're doing it from Morpeth, just outside Newcastle. We're going to go back to Manchester in a few weeks. We need to sort that out. We need This is the plan. Once a month. I'm saying this now, so we have to do it. Once a month to start with, guys. It's a starter. We're going to come from somewhere that is not London.
Well, I've
How's
got
about
someone
that?
already on Periscope saying when you're going to Ireland, when you're going to Scotland,
Yeah.
there are places,
Well, there are places. I know there's places.
No, but there are places that would like us to go there.
Okay, this is. Well, let's put this into action. At least once a month. And I know it's not a lot, but we're just 2 people, and I have to do the driving. And bloody hell, I'm never driving to Newcastle again. That was the worst mistake of my life.
I drove to Manchester, as you will well
Yes.
remember, with not so hilarious.
Yes, but that is Manchester's like half the distance to Newcastle.
I'm
It's
trying,
horrible.
and I'll do the next one.
We at least once a month to start with. We are going to make it our mission to come from somewhere that is not London. And I understand why everything is London centric because it's the capital city. It's where all the businesses. It's where the main studios are. It's where production companies are. It's where all blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
So I get it. I get
The
it.
problem is, when I was growing up in Manchester, there was never anyone that sounded like me on the radio. There was never anyone that sounded like me on the television programmes. Where for example, and this is a bad example, but Jim Will Fix It. The kids never.
Why did you have to bring that up?
But they always seem to be London
For
kids.
goodness sakes.
Anyway, probably just as.
What
I never got
about
my letter
one
answered.
thing we can all agree on though, can't we? That the Belfast "Why Don't You" wasn't worth watching.
Oh, I
when
liked
it was Belfast week, and this isn't me being racist. When it was Belfast week, switched off
No, I liked it because I liked the way they said "felon."
Felon, but I couldn't understand what they said. Anyway, let's go to Ed. Good evening, Ed. Hello. Hello, Ed.
Yeah, how are you?
None of your business. What do you want?
It's not how you want.
Sorry.
No, I didn't. Basically, I haven't listened at all. your guy was filling me in that you're in Newcastle or somewhere.
Northumberland.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, what do you want, Ed?
Nothing, I just want to speak to you. I tried to phone, like, maybe 2 months ago, and there was a massive queue.
Right, okay, well, you're through to me now, so what do you want to say?
Have you thought of doing maybe more shows in London? I think I didn't hear what you were saying, but no. Yeah, so what are you doing up there?
Well, Jesus, bloody hell, to getting away from idiots like you, Ed.
Yeah, I know I'm an idiot, but yeah, I didn't have a topic. Are badges real?
Right. Thanks for calling, Ed. Let's go to Cleo.
That's a very good call.
Jeez. I mean, really? What is...
Cleo's the local lad, isn't he?
So he's waited 2 months to do that?
Yeah. Here we go, Cleo. Bearing in mind we finish at 1 o'clock, so let's start your story now, buddy, and we'll get about a quarter of it done.
I'm glad that you made it anyway.
Yes. Yes, we made it safely and soundly. Guided by, pretty much, by Elvis Costello's audiobook, which I absolutely love. I don't know anything about him. I don't really know that many songs, but flipping heck, I love his audiobook. He's got such a soft... Thing is, he loves it. He loves it. And he's got such a soft voice, with just a hint of a Liverpool accent, a little bit transatlantic, a little bit London. It is brilliant. I've fallen in love with Elvis Costello. How's about that?
That's good. Because he seems to have a good sense of humour, though.
Oh, yes, he does. He spends 10 minutes talking about his dad doing the vocals to the Secret Lemonade Drinker song.
Oh, well, of course.
Of course.
He was also on,
Go on. No? Oh, it's on Frasier. Anyway, yes. Larry Sanders. Yes, Cleo. Dear God. Right.
I'll send you some pictures.
What? Okay, mate. Yeah, I can't really see Twitter.
Well, the thing is, you've been to Newcastle Cathedral today.
Yes.
And what were you doing the rabbit show this weekend?
Oh, yes.
There's a famous thing in the square
Yes.
of the cathedral called the Vampire Rabbit. And it's a little gargoyle that is genuinely scary little gargoyle thing above a door.
Thanks for calling, Cleo. Right, have they legalised LSD? So did the plan that I had in 1995, where I took acid and said, man, everyone should do this, I'm going to spike the water. Did I actually do it today? Because everyone is talking out their backsides.
I know we don't call... I do listen to your show all the time, as I've sort of discussed before. I don't really call unless I feel as if I can contribute something.
Yes.
You know,
there's a tip.
I don't just phone up and go down the phone.
03444 hang on a second. 03444 499 1000 is the telephone number. But Cleo is right to remind us that the reason we are here is on Sunday, Catherine and I will be performing at the Stand Comedy Club at 5 o'clock. 5 till 7 the show is. The venue holds 300... look at that lady on the telly. The venue holds 300... the show is on Sunday. There are 264 tickets left. So
I'm making my aim to fill all of them.
So guys, hurry up and get those tickets before they sell out. They're only a tenner each. So if you come in, that's brilliant. If you're not, you'll be able to watch the show on Periscope, and also you'll be able to call in and you can Skype us and stuff. So follow me on Twitter. You will be able to find out more. Let's go to Rich. Good evening, Rich. Yeah, okay.
It's nice though.
Hang on a minute, mate. I don't know if you heard. I didn't say no. I went, yeah, okay. You don't have to sell it.
He's proud.
Yeah, but I know Hull.
There's a lovely sea life place there, I believe, in Hull.
I know Hull. There's a giant propeller in the square at the moment.
It's beautiful.
Okay. I've been to Hull again when I was about 17 years old. I was when I went to Newcastle. Yes. Okay. Fine.
You've been there since.
Huh?
We've been there since.
Not to Hull.
Yeah, we have.
What? Oh, for those silly BBC awards.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The merit badges.
Yes. Okay. When were you thinking?
Well, you said you were going to want to start doing it monthly, so you could always come up next month.
Right, we can't. Listen, here's the thing. We're going to Manchester at the end of July, so it would have to be. We're looking at August or September.
Great stuff. Well, the end of August, start of September, there's a thing called Freedom Festival over a weekend here, which is...
And that's where everyone just covers the George Michael song, is it?
That's not a bad idea, I'm sure.
It's not, isn't it? Do you know what? Imagine a weekend festival, right? The Freedom Festival. It starts on Friday at 2 and it finishes at 11 o'clock Sunday night. And it's just people doing their interpretation of Freedom by George Michael.
With George Michael masks on?
If they wanted to. That's not compulsory, but if they wanted to, then yes.
I'll nip down the dope shop tomorrow.
That would be awesome, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, send me, Rich, send me an email, ian@iainlee.com, and yeah, we'd love to. Nice one, man. Thank you very much indeed. Simon, you do silent discos.
I do, yeah.
I've been in a silent disco once. I'll be honest, I got bored. I'm gonna move that slightly away from your mouth. It's all right, we don't need to go. It was like on the South Bank somewhere. But it's the thing where you have the headphones on.
Yeah, yes, it's very similar to what we're doing now.
Yes.
There'd be 2 channels or 3 channels of music, live DJs, so you can just sort of tune in.
But the no one can hear the music unless they've got the headphones on.
Yeah, that's right. So you've got a massive room full of 500 people.
Yeah.
They've all got their headphones on.
Yeah.
Take your headphone off, and it's just singing, shouting, and people's do you want to go on a date and all that.
Wow.
Whatever. Put your headphone on, and you can just rave away to whatever's on the channels. ABBA maybe on channel 1.
This is why would you want to? Surely you should all be dancing to the same thing.
Well, that's the beauty of it, though, because it kind of makes that sort of weird, interesting atmosphere. Like you might get half of people raving along to the latest David Guetta hit.
Yes.
And then another half.
Remind me to look up David Guetta.
Then another half, just raving on to an old classic from the 70s or whatever, or a bit of like Chesney Hawkes or something.
Yeah.
And you just got that sort of. It just looks odd when you take your headphones off. It just looks really.
But so you run it. You do. You DJ
so it's my. I run one of the companies. There's a few of them now.
Yours is the best, though.
We're one of the first. Yeah, of course, we're a headphone party. And I'm UK Silent Disco on Twitter. Just get that out.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been doing it now for about 10 years. We used to run it from Reading, so sort of near to where you were from.
Okay,
but then moved up here in Northumberland, and we do universities, student unions, weddings.
When people are dancing, then you sort of seek out someone who's dancing to a similar beat to you, or
No,
you
it's just
still seek them out if you
yeah.
fancy them.
So,
isn't it?
You've got the 2 channels. You just listen to music, and then if it's rubbish and you don't like that song, you press your button, listen to something else. If that's rubbish as well, then you.
I don't condone drug use.
No.
Okay, I just want to get that clarified.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I think this is drug culture that's taking place. But how often are you doing it then? How big is
all the time. This is, this is the busy period.
Is it better for your hearing?
Arguably, yeah, it would be, because you can actually control the headphones volume. Do
you get perverts that turn the music off? And they pretend
everywhere.
they're listening to the music, but really they're just
touching themselves and that.
Yeah, you get that.
You
Okay.
get that everywhere.
Okay.
But I don't actually go to the events all the time, because we operate with couriers and we just ship them out.
Oh, I see.
They go off somewhere and then we'll come back.
How many headphones have you got?
We've got about 3,000 in stock at the minute. Most of them would be next door. We've got an outlet in Ashington as well. But they're actually all at events this weekend. So we've got some headphones at the Queen of Hoxton on Saturday. Saturday. On the rooftop in London.
Right.
Queen of
I'm
Hoxton.
not driving back to
No,
London.
you've got to go back there. When is that? Tomorrow, isn't it? Saturday.
Yes.
Queen of Hoxton, and we've got some at the Brainchild Festival somewhere down south. I was there. All over the place. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's interesting, and if people sort of look at it and think, "Oh, what's this rubbish? Oh, that'll be rubbish," But once you get there, and you put your headphones on, you've had a few drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I
rush out now and order their headphones.
Go and do it. I'm going to sit this one out, but I'm sure. No.
I mean, you do need to be fully drunk to fully embrace it. I know.
I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Badcock and James, stay there, coming to you after this.
Thanks for that.
Absolute pleasure.
UK Silent Disco.
Stand up, raise cash, take cancer out. It's time to supercharge the fight against cancer. I'm Paul Ross.
and I'm getting orangified for stand up to cancer.
So what are your plans for tomorrow? You just
Sorry?
What are your plans for tomorrow? Just sort of looking at beaches?
None. I mean,
Just filling
so
in that.
knackered.
Yeah,
I'll lie in
sleeping
and
all
then I'll
day.
decide what happens.
No, no, fair enough. Fair enough. There's so much to see, right? Even in just Newcastle itself, there's so much to see, right? You won't be bored.
To be honest, I brought my walking boots. I was going to go that way.
That's a good thing about Northumberland is you half an hour from the sea, half an hour from hills and cheviot.
I looked on Google and it sort of said that they're nice coastal walks and stuff.
Yeah,
but
beautiful.
let's just see how
Cresta, that's where I'm from. Cresta's very nice. I don't know if you've heard of Cresta kippers, if you're a fan of the kippers.
I love fish.
No, they're amazing.
George has described us as avant-garde.
I know, isn't he lovely?
Oh, fucking hell, I'm really tired.
It's warm in here, is it? I don't
It's
know.
boiling.
Yeah, try out the window.
Yeah, that'd be wicked, man.
My heating's not on, I think it's just...
It's me, I generate significant. I do, I pump out. Look at Jimmy Somerville, it's a copper now.
Ha!
Asymmetric 3, helping you stop short on both
Oh.
and wet roads. Available at your local quick fit centre. Goodyear, made to feel good.
I've got loads of tents behind there if you want to set us.
Tents?
Yeah, like random Peppa Pig tents
Oh,
and
right.
dinosaur tent.
Yeah. My little girls have got a castle.
The claims
Oh, and a camper van. That's a really cool one. Like a VW camper van.
Now she's got a dinosaur puzzle that she loves going in with. She spends all the day in there. Well, not all day.
I bet she's lovely.
She's brilliant. Love her to bits.
Mine are getting grown up now.
Yeah, that's what... They say how it goes fast. It's very, cliche, but it really does.
And,
Like.
my mum was she said,
No, but it's just so true.
Standing by.
Conversation for the up all night generation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, isn't George Galloway the nicest man? I should just say, on Fridays before us, 7 till 10, in case you missed it, George Galloway is on. And I'm reminded, because I can see him tweeting, but I can't, I'll reply to him later, but I can't, the way we're here, he's up there. But it's a cracking listen. Now, here's the thing, right? And on Monday to Thursday, it's James Wells, 7 till 10, and then on Friday, it's George Galloway. And here's the thing. I agree with, it varies with George. I agree with between 50 and I would say 70% of what he says. I disagree with him on Brexit. So there's loads of stuff I disagree with. And people say, how can you listen to someone who you disagree with? Oh, no. First of all, Galloway is like a ringmaster. He is, first of all, he's got that delicious voice. Secondly, the way he plays the callers and he plays the guests is fantastic. And also, I think it's healthy to listen to people that you disagree with. Otherwise, you're just in an echo chamber. And it helps me, listening to shows like George's and others, it helps me it either helps solidify my opinion and why I disagree with them, and here's a thing, guys, that I'm not too proud to admit, sometimes I change my opinion. If I listen to someone like George and he explains something and I go, oh, do you know what, I hadn't thought of it like that, and then I go away and give it some thought and come back and go, do you know what, maybe he's got a point.
You're absolutely right. I was talking to my dad the other day and we're having this conversation about people whose ideas are fixed.
Yes,
and,
no.
Sometimes we'll talk to people who are in their 60s, maybe
Yes.
older, and you think, I could have had this conversation with you 30 years ago and you would have said the same thing to me. I never want to be that person, but my dad reckons that you get to about our age, and by that time a lot of your opinions are stuck.
Oh God, no! I'm constantly flipping and flopping. Yeah. There are some things I'm pretty firm on, but I like to listen to people that I don't always agree with. I like to read newspapers that I don't agree with, and it either reaffirms my belief or makes me go, hang on a second, maybe there is a different way of looking at this.
Here's a novel idea as well. You can still like someone and not agree
Oh,
with everything
yeah.
they say.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to be in this current climate, especially if you look at Twitter, and I know Twitter isn't a huge barometer of how people really deal with each other, because people would say things on Twitter they would never say out loud. But on Twitter, someone disagrees with you, or they immediately plough in.
Yeah.
It's generally in quite a nasty way.
Yeah.
You very rarely see a friendly discussion.
But
It
also,
tends to be quite partisan.
the basic thing it boils down to is he's a bloody good listen. He's a really good listen. Friday 7 to 10 before us. He's our warm-up, we're his cool-down, however you want to look at it. But if you only tune in at 10 to listen to this nonsense, just tune in, an hour, half an hour before.
I've only listened to him a couple of times. I have enjoyed what I've heard.
Yeah.
But I need to make it more of an effort.
I think he's brilliant. And I've listened to him when he was on Talk Sport. I listened to him when he was on LBC for a while. And I make a point of seeking him out. So to be on after him, and also, he just smells nice. Doesn't he smell nice?
Above all the smell.
Doesn't he smells nice?
Can I just say that the total output in talk radio, I think,
Yes.
is amazing. From about 1 o'clock, so you've got John Holmes, Sam Delaney, James sometimes, and then obviously George. But I just think.
I listen. By the way,
really.
Paul Ross, who does breakfast,
Ross,
nicest man in the world. Nicest man in the world. The radio station shuts down at 10 o'clock in the morning for 3 hours, and that's fine. David Badcock.
What was that?
Are you alright, David?
Oh, you're doing the accent. Go on, buddy. Away you go. Go on. The floor is. Hang on. The floor is yours. Go on.
I'd like to critique him.
Okay,
No,
there we
Scottish,
go.
that's
You
Scottish.
veered a few miles north. David, I'm guessing that tonight you're sober because it's only 20 minutes past 11, so you've probably not had time to get all that booze down your neck. What are you up to? Seancing? You're doing a seance? You're doing a Ouija board? You've got the planchette? Are you talking to spirits? Are you being entered? What's happening?
Ooh.
I'll tell you what's happening, Ian.
Yes?
I've got you on my TV.
Oh! Are you watching old videos of the 11 o'clock show?
No, I'm watching the Rabbit Soon live feed.
Oh, well, absolutely fantastic. I'm giving you our secret signal, David. It's our secret signal. You'll get that soon. There's a slight delay, okay?
I'll tell you what, the babe station's gone downhill, hasn't it?
That's a bit rude towards Catherine.
If your credit card bounces, what can I do?
Sorry, it's quite nice having you in my living room as if you're on a little sofa.
Whereabouts do you live, David? Maybe we can come and do the show from your house one day.
I was going to suggest that, actually.
Oh.
Go on then, suggest it.
Maltby Rotherham.
Huh?
Rotherham.
I don't know where that is.
Rotherham.
Have we been to Rotherham?
I don't know. I don't know where
York,
it is.
Isn't it, somewhere?
Where is it?
Kind of near Sheffield.
Sheffield. Okay, well, we drove past Sheffield. Is it... Okay, we drove past Sheffield earlier on. Sheffield seemed like a long way away until, 3 hours later we're still going up the bloody
It's still up
A1.
north,
I fell
isn't it,
asleep and woke up again, and there was still signs for Scotch Corner.
Yeah.
You would have been stuck in those roadworks there.
We were stuck in those
20
roadworks.
miles of roadworks.
Okay, yeah, fine. What are you doing next week?
Next week, I'm not here.
Okay, the week after?
I'll have to look at my calendar. We'll talk on Facebook.
Is Colin?
Basically take the mickey out of you, really. I'm cyberbullying you. I'm trolling you.
I joined Grindr.
Oh, how'd you get on?
Well, you're a tricky trickster, aren't you, Ian Lee?
Well, because you phoned in last night to say you're having trouble with Tinder, and I suggested maybe Grindr might work a bit better for you.
Oh, God.
Yes, and well, you didn't...
Did you have any luck? Or did you find it quite hard? Was it hard when you were on Tinder and Grindr?
I had 3 responses before I realised it was a site for homosexuals.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that,
They're
mate.
not all the gentlemen being on there, so...
There's nothing wrong with it at all, but it's not how I sail my ship.
Okay, that's fine.
Wow.
Okay.
Did the alarm bells not ring when it was only men that popped up when you were swiping left or right?
Never you mind. Peter,
Sorry?
I've got 3 responses. Do you want to hear them?
Oh, yeah, go on then.
Peter says, nice name. I love a bit of Babcock at night.
Okay.
Well, that's promising.
That's good.
Kind, what a nice man.
Maybe he's heard you on the radio.
Gary says, do you want to investigate my haunted corridor?
Did you say that you put the willies up then?
I didn't say anything. These were unsolicited remarks.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your bio say, though? They obviously know about your background, so to speak.
Well, the same as before, and I put what Ian told me to put.
What did you put?
Well, I'm a spiritual... Anyway, the last one I'll have to censor.
Okay.
It was Rodriguez.
He says, I'm horny and I love a man in glasses. Wanna F. That wasn't the end of it. He said, I'd love to see in your A. No, that's not the kind of thing that you want to
See in your A. What the? Write that down. I'll ponder that during the next break. What that might mean. I'd like to see in your A.
Tell you what it means.
I'd like to see in your A. Oh, that's a good one. I'll save that one, and we'll get the answer off air, and we can do that as a phone in 0344 499 1000. What does I'd like to see in your A? I'm seeing my mum next week. I'll catch her out with that one. I'll see if she can get it. Thanks for that, David.
I've got my guitar.
Sorry?
I've got my guitar. Do you want me to play you a song?
Not really, but you might as well. Yeah, not for much longer.
Ready?
Why is he doing this?
That's not live, surely.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
That was surprisingly good.
Thank you.
I'd like to see in your A.
So would I.
We'd all like to see in your A. Thanks a lot, David. Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. That was surprisingly good, wasn't
He
it?
didn't sound like a man who played like that, did he?
No, he didn't. He sounds like a knob. So for him to be able to pull that off, 0344 499 1000, I'd like to see in your A. What does that mean? You can give us a call.
I've got a guitar somewhere.
Oh, is it about CNA?
The defunct shopping brand.
Yeah, although they still have them in Spain.
I'd like... I don't know. We'll work it out at some point, dear listener. By the way, if you are from Newcastle, if you have been to Newcastle, if you are fans of Newcastle, tomorrow... tomorrow I'm going to be sleeping for most of it. I don't really have much to do, though. I don't know where to go. I don't know what there is to do or what there is to see. We're not far from the beach, so we could go to the beach and have chips on the beach. I like chips on the beach.
I just like chips.
You can have the chips in town. I might go
Plenty of beaches with plenty of chip shops.
I might have some of that.
Sea House is a good place. It's quite more. The thing is, with those sort of places, you've got another hour's drive.
I don't want another hour's drive. I want the one that said, when we were driving here, it said 8 miles to the beach.
Tynemouth is probably closest.
Tynemouth.
Tynemouth is the nicest and the closest one to where you are.
Is that Geordie Shore?
No, oh God, no. Geordie Shore is actually filmed in Wallsend.
Is it?
On the river. It's actually filmed, because I DJ'd, here's a factoid.
Yes.
With the Silent Disco, I actually DJ'd at the Geordie Shore house on the second series.
Oh, did you?
Expecting it to be in because it was meant to be in a Jesmond house. I don't know if that means anything to you. A house in a posh end of Newcastle.
Yeah.
The first series was, but they wrecked it. And the guys that had the house said, "You're not coming back." So they put them in a business container sort of industrial park.
Wow.
On a industrial thing in Wallsend. I think it's
remote.
Oceana Business Park.
Yeah.
Everyone go there. That's where they are. Down by the river.
Well, I've literally no idea what was being said there. 034. I don't know. It's not a programme.
I watch it.
It's a little rubbish.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
I watched the series that I was on and then realised, because it was the very beginning of it, I just realised it's an absolute load of trash.
It came out when I was pregnant for the second time and I could not sleep at night. So I'd be up and I'd be watching it, and my husband came downstairs one day and said, "What?
It was outrageous.
This?" And I said, "It's bloody awful." And he said, "Yeah, it really is." And then he kind of got on the sofa and
everyone
Series
thinks,
Link went on. It was
everyone thinks that everyone from Newcastle is like that, so it's got this image of everyone being idiots. And I mean, yes, fair enough, on a Saturday night, if you go down Big Market, you'll probably get people like that. But the majority of folk aren't.
Standing by. Alex is suggesting I'd like to concentrate in your attic. Certainly is possible. 0344 499 1000. Coming up a bit later on. Maybe you don't know. Some of you probably missed the fact that we were doing this. That we had Eddie Large on the show. When did we have Eddie Large on the show?
Oh God, it was months ago. About 3-4 months ago.
Was it this year? It was this year, wasn't it?
Probably just this side of Christmas.
And I organised it when I went on strike in March. So, yes, probably February we had him on. So anyway, we had Eddie Large on from Little and Large, right? And he and I thought got on really, really well. And so I had a stupid idea of putting on an evening with Eddie Large. And we put it on 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. And it was a surprising success. I oversold it, but luckily some people... Oh, God! Naked Attraction, look at that. But hang on a second. I put it on, and it was a raging success, and people came, and it was very funny. Eddie was very, very funny. He played an absolute blinder, and he was very nervous, and there was a wobble. There was a wobble at the start where he came on, and he was so nervous. And I introduced him when he came on, and there were 250, probably closer to 300 people there, and he was doing his little spiel at the start, and he started hyperventilating, and I was sat in the wings at one side, and his missus was sat at the wings at the other side, Patsy, the lovely Patsy, and he started hyperventilating, and he sat down, and we both kind of looked at each other and went, oh, how's this going to go? But it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. And what we're going to do a little bit later on, after 12, we will play you about 20 minutes or so of that evening, so you can hear how it went. Is the question about the ghost in there?
Of course it is.
The Q&A. Any questions? Yeah, who's the best person you worked with? What was it like when you had to break up with Sid? Have you ever seen a ghost? Superb. James is on the line, though. Good evening, James.
Hello.
Hello, James.
Right, I'm a first-time caller.
Are you? You've never made a phone call before?
No.
That's wonderful, James. Well, what's drawn you to call in this evening?
Right, basically, I heard you do it today, and I haven't heard you do it too many times before, but there's a couple of broadcasters out there who are guilty of this. And one, I don't know if I should name him. Well, he's a good broadcaster. It's Iain, also known as Ray Peacock.
Right.
He's basically, it's the overuse of the word genuinely.
Yes, okay. I don't use literally unless I literally mean it. So,
Genuinely, is it just a form of like verbal procrastination? Because everything, and once you hear it once, you hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone uses it these days.
You've slipped me a red pill now, haven't you? I'm not going to be able to. Do you know what? Yes, it is a form of verbal procrastination. I'm quite lazy in my speech. And I do, from time to time, James, I kind of latch onto a word and then I use it a lot. Does it annoy you?
Yeah, well, the thing is, the more I hear it, the more I use it as well.
Oh.
I hate myself for doing that.
Yeah.
Don't hate yourself.
Does it mean like the rest of what I say is lies?
Yes,
You know,
you're a liar.
I genuinely mean it.
Okay. Well, just you embrace it. Genuinely embrace it, because I think it genuinely suits you.
Oh, I don't like it.
Use it.
It doesn't feel right.
It feels good. If it feels good.
I really don't want to.
I genuinely think you should.
I genuinely think you should too.
Sorry for not coming to the rabbit hole on Sunday.
Are you in Newcastle?
I'm not. No, I'm London.
Well, you have an excuse for not coming. We're doing one in London in September.
Yeah, I'm coming to that one. That's no problem. It's the other ones. I mean, the problem is the travelling as well.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, it's a killer. I don't know how you stay awake for that.
Right. Hang on a second. You're saying that now you've had a go at me for using the word genuinely, right?
Yeah.
And you've just said that the travel is a killer. What?
Yeah.
How many times have you been killed travelling?
Well, I'm nearly being killed. I keep falling asleep. I started driving around the country for my job.
Oh,
and
no.
I found myself dropping off. So I fall asleep in the slow lane and wake up in the fast lane.
Oh no! Oh mate, you've got to be careful about that. You've got to be. I used to do that when I was younger, and now if I feel it coming on, I get out of the car. I stop. I pull over and I get out of the car and have a little walk around or a coffee or something.
It happened to me a couple of times when I started driving back. When we started at Talk Radio, it's quite a long drive for me.
Yeah.
And driving home a couple of times it happened. and it's terrifying, isn't it? You think, what the hell? How long? I thought it was just a blink.
I mean, on a lot of the motorways now, you do get like the service stations every sort of 15 to 20 miles, you know.
Well,
so
there's a couple of times actually
no
the rumble strips on the
Yeah.
side. They flip it. Thank God they're there.
Be careful, James.
I do a lot of driving, but luckily I haven't. I don't really. I just drink a lot of energy drinks. My body's.
Go on.
I find it worse at night as well.
Yeah.
At night you don't even realise that your body's dropping off.
I also think that the lights and the lines on the road are quite mesmeric, and you just got to be so careful.
In stop-start traffic it's fine, but on long stretches of motorway,
Yeah.
it's not good.
But you, James, you've never called. How long have you been listening? Because you sound like you're a little bit of a fan. I hope that's not an exaggeration. But if you say you're coming to the show in September, that means you're a little bit more. Well, how long have you been listening for, James?
Since you started.
What on Talk or?
Sorry, on Talk. No, not forever, but on Talk. It was Barry from Watford that got me into.
Oh, nice one.
Where is Barry these days?
He's dead.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
He's toured the same show, I think, for about 2 years now.
Yeah, well, he's been doing that same act for about 20 years now, which is, I mean, what act? What do you mean, what act? I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, James, listen, I'm glad you're listening, and thank you for pointing out the overuse of the word genuinely. I need one of those collars you get to train a dog. The best way to train a dog is those collars that give electric shocks, and I should get one of those and put it around my penis.
Okay, well, I'll happily buy that.
I think I might have one upstairs, actually.
There we go. James, nice one, mate. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Take care. See you in September. Bye-bye. We are doing the Rabbit Hole show in September at London at King's Place. It's the only London show we're doing this year. Here's my thing. I've done lots of live shows in the last 24 months, okay? So we've got this one on Sunday at Newcastle. We've got Manchester, I think, on the 29th.
Yeah, the Auntie Edna's coming.
And then we've got London in September. So I think it's September the 17th. After that, I don't want to do any more live shows for about 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how are we going to do that?
I don't know. And we need to have a talk about. I don't want to do any more live shows. I think I just feel like I've done too many, and I want to.
They're all great, though.
They are all great. No, some of them. In honesty, some of them have been ropey. I just. Part of me feels that I'm doing a little bit too much with this show, with the Virgin show. That's on Sunday. Should be good. The Mixcloud show and the live show. I just want to pull back from doing some stuff.
Okay, cool.
A bit.
But you've had a recent burst of activity, and I think that it's probably a hangover from that.
No, I've been thinking about it for a while. I want to stop. I want to retire.
Are you still doing the voiceover?
I would like to retire from live work in front of an audience. Luckily, this radio show doesn't count because no bugger listens to it. 0344 499 1000. Gareth, stay there. Come to you after this break. I want to have a little bit of a break. We'll find out how we're going to do the rabbit hole. But I'm just tired of the stress of standing in front of an audience.
Uber on Talk Radio. Work or not at the touch of a button.
I find it too stressful.
Where to?
Right, I'm going to win.
34 years old, football lover, father of one. Before I became partner with Uber, I was working as a parcel delivery.
Everyone's saying I'm full of compliments for James Whale. I paid him one compliment. The rest were for George Galloway, you idiots.
They're not paying attention. Right. I thought I was locked in earlier on. I've just got to be a bit more robust.
Oh yeah, there's always something to do as well.
So if I'm ages, it's locked in.
No, I'm gonna do that.
Don't have a dump here.
There's plenty of toilet rolls in there anyway. Isn't there?
I know exactly.
That's why there's keep the stock up. Oh, fucking hell, I'm tired then. Yeah, man. You must be knackered from that. So, what time did you get to bed last night then? After your show?
2:30.
That's the sort of time I go to bed. I usually listen to your show, then maybe play. I've got micro machines. I got on the phone. It's so amazing.
Micro machines on what?
On the phone. It's the best app ever. Because you remember on PlayStation.
That was the best driving game. Micro machines.
And it's just replicated on that.
But I don't like games on the phone. I find them a bit shit.
I'm the same, to be honest.
I want this though. I want to,
well, it's kind of like that, but the thing is, it does the acceleration for you, so you don't have to concentrate on that. You just
it's if you could get it on.
You should do a PS4 version of it, like.
Yeah, I said bring it out on the Xbox or the Switch. I'd have it.
Are you enjoying the Switch though?
Yeah, it's good. The kids love it. Yeah. Mario Kart is You know,
It's,
there's not many games for
it's a
it.
big expense for the limited amount of games. I think at the minute. I've got my Wii Fit over my Wii.
I got given one. If I'm honest, I'm buying the games, but yeah, it's good. You know, Zelda's great. I bought Zelda. I bought Mario Kart, and then I bought some silly little games for the kids. There's this nice, cute one where you've got to cut out bits of paper to make shapes and solve puzzles, and they love that. You know, and they love
standard sort of Wii Nintendo games.
They love the shoot.
What about VR? Are you into that?
I'm not really going. I just think
it'll be gone in like.
I think it's 3D. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same as 3D. If someone gave it to me,
I feel sorry to be like. Yeah.
Here we go. Good evening, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, Monday to Friday, every week between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. It's a late night phoning show, unlike any other, in that I sit here and I chat about stuff, and we do talk openly about mental health and, you know, being suicidal and loneliness, but we also just dig around and talk a load of nonsense. And today we have been all over the shop. If you've just tuned in, we are doing the show from just outside Newcastle in a place called Morpeth in Simon's house.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Simon.
How's it going?
Thank you for inviting us.
I keep saying that. I know. Yeah, you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
When you sort of were looking for a place last week, I thought, you know, I'm in. I've got fast internet, as you mentioned.
Very fast internet.
And you're more than welcome to put as many devices onto the Wi-Fi.
We are caning his internet. I've got a BitTorrent open. I'm downloading so many movies. Tonight's the night. You can watch us on Periscope, periscope.tv/Iain Lee. Catherine, you've just knocked that. You need to go and rebalance that, please.
Hang on a minute.
So that it is.
The skirt's just popped up.
There we go.
First things first.
Let us go to Gareth. Good evening, Gareth.
Good evening, Iain. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Gareth. How are you doing? Like you cared.
I do. And I'm a podcast listener, and we have worked a little bit together.
Oh, it's Gareth. Gareth, how you doing, man? You all right? Gareth plays the best rock, jazz, pop, soul, funk, flute you've ever heard. He's a genius.
Oh, you're very kind. Actually, no, you're a gamer. Have you played Horizon Zero Dawn?
No.
Because I'm on that. I'm playing in that a lot.
What is it? I don't even know what. I'm kind of a little bit out of touch with games. The only game I'm playing at the moment are Mario Kart on the Switch and Resident Evil on the Xbox. But I'm finding that a little bit tricky.
No, well, this Horizon Zero Dawn, it was PlayStation's biggest launch in history. And so I didn't know this at the time when I was recording it. I would have charged them more.
Yes.
But,
Oh, are you on it?
I'm on the soundtrack of that.
Oh.
I'm it on that. Well, anyway, no, I wanted to call because I listen to the podcast, and you say, you know, to call in and say listen to the podcast, so I do.
Yes.
I enjoy that very much.
Thank you.
I've got. This is proper throwback. I've got terrible actors good actors in terrible movies.
Oh wait, did we do that as a phone in?
Yeah, it's a series delay.
Okay, beautiful. This is why I didn't really start listening to podcasts until about a year ago when I was asked to go on Scroobius Pip's and Adam Buxton's, and I thought, I better listen to them to see what they are like. Just because there are too many podcasts. Talk about games. About 10 years ago, I used to get sent video games because I used to write about them and review them and stuff. So I'd get sent all these games. And it got to a point where I had so many, spoiled kid problems. I had so many games that I couldn't sit down and have a session on the Xbox because I couldn't choose because there were so many. So I ended up playing the same game over and over again. And it's the same with podcasts. There are just so many. And because we were going to America, we discovered Keith and the Girl and Beautiful Anonymous and Maeve in America and all of these things. And there are just so many of them. I've stopped listening. This is why I'm listening to audiobooks now, because there are so many podcasts, I can't choose them. So I choose not to listen to them.
But I've got audiobooks as well, and then I listen to so many podcasts that my iPod is full, and then I've got audiobooks that I have to listen to as well, and then my audiobook credits are now they're piling up, and then they send an email saying,
Oh, just without mentioning any companies, here's the. You can return those audiobooks and get your credit back. No. Mate, I did it 9 times, right?
What?
Until on the 3 months trial, to the point where I did it 9 times. They said, you've done it too many times. I just downloaded 9 books. You can return the audiobook and get your credit back. But I shouldn't be telling you that because you've already got
You've got too many
You've
already.
got 6 credits already. Oh, send them this way. Send them this way. Go and get Billy Idol's autobiography. I insist you do it.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, we kind of closed it about 6 months ago, but... Yes.
It's Dame Helen Mirren.
Yes.
And Peter O'Toole. So you'd acknowledge that all 3 of those are great actors, yes?
This isn't the remake of Arthur, is it?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, although that's a pretty good candidate, actually.
Yeah.
But it's Caligula. Have you seen Caligula?
Oh, is that the one from the 70s where they're all shagging?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a surprise. Helen Mirren showing her bum off in a movie. Unbelievable.
It's quite astonishing what is in that film, considering what the people who are in it and everything else. I mean,
It's not Ken Russell, is it?
No, I can't remember. I can't remember who the director is. But
It's...
the Italian guy who...
Oh, I know exactly who it is. Yes, I know exactly who it is. He did that sort of muck that you could. It was argued that it was art, but really it was just really twisted porn.
Porn for cowards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those cult movies, but it's truly horrendous.
Well.
And it's got and it just as soon as I heard this, and I've been listening to the podcast, I said, I must call and do that, and so here I am.
Well, Gareth, it sounds like you're travelling, Gareth. Are you travelling to or from a flute playing gig?
I had a gig this evening. I was playing at my old college, which was really strange.
Oh.
The last time I played there was for my final recital, and I was invited back to play at a big sort of alumni concert. So that was, and I just got off the plane from Australia yesterday, so I'm kind of tripping off my head.
Yes.
It's probably why I called you, because I've got no filter.
Yeah.
I just decided to call up and say whatever.
Well, we tend to speak sort of once every 7 years or something like that.
The only place I didn't call you in was the morning place, because as a musician I don't really do mornings.
No, as a radio host, I didn't really do mornings, and
we don't anymore.
Hats off to you for because the getting up.
Got to feed the kids. Got to put food on the table.
I get that. I do get that. But yeah, so I just got off the plane from Australia yesterday, and played that tonight. I'm playing with Goldie tomorrow.
Goldie?
With the teeth?
As in Goldie, yeah.
Yeah, because he's making a little bit of a musical comeback, isn't he?
He is. It's great stuff. Because I'm in the Heritage Orchestra, which we're doing the Scott Walker prom as well in July, which should be good.
Which hang on a minute. What's Scott Walker prom?
There's a Scott Walker prom on the 25th.
What is he doing it, or are you playing? What was the setup there?
He died, didn't he?
Did Scott Walker die? No. Scott Walker's not dead, is he? No.
Well, I think he might be. I did Google him because
I've stood on the same stages. I've stood on a
No,
very.
he's alive.
This is
He's
still
74.
alive, you idiots, you muppet. I have introduced Jarvis Cocker onto a very small stage, who then introduced Scott Walker onto that same stage. So I've stood on stage with Scott Walker and Jarvis Cocker at the same time.
Oh.
How's about them apples?
Well, I'll be playing with Jarvis Cocker is definitely he's definitely doing the gig, and
Wowzers.
I can't remember. It's 25th of July. So it should be a fun gig. It'll be on TV, I think.
Wowzers.
Radio, so,
Hey, that'll be good. That sounds alright, doesn't it?
Goldie tomorrow, though, so that'll be fun. We're doing some tracks from his Timeless album, which is always good fun.
Do you remember, there was someone around about the same time, and I saw them on a New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve 1998 going into 1999. Do you remember Ronnie Size and Represent? Do you remember that? Like, so it was like sort of drum and bass. It was at Alexandra Palace, like sort of drum and bass kind of thing. And I remember the drummer. It was nuts. And he was around about the same time as Goldie. There was a lot of that nonsense going on.
I mean, it's so complex. The drum stuff especially
Yeah.
is just ridiculous. I mean, you just sort of sit back and watch these guys. We've got two drum kits and a full percussion section going, and just like the noise
Yeah.
is just. And people sit in front of the drum kit. Like you get the audience that literally just come and they just plant themselves in front of the drums and they're just like in a different world.
Well, I remember when I was 17, 18, 19, it wasn't a good gig unless I came out with my ears ringing. That was the test as to whether it was any good or not.
Yeah, no, I've got all in-ear monitors tomorrow, so it's all. I get to listen at a very civilized volume.
Yes.
I can turn everything down so I can hear everything at a nice, sedate,
Yes.
pedestrian volume rather than being.
All right.
My head.
Nice one, Gareth. Thank you, mate. Nice to hear from you. I hope that goes well.
Yeah, cheers. All the best.
Ta-ta. Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Do you know what's just hit me? I'm really, really tired.
Yeah.
Really tired.
I'm surprised.
7 hours in that blooming
Do
car.
you have any Red Bulls? Or
No, I can't touch that
energy
stuff.
drinks? No.
I can't touch that
The rusty
stuff.
water.
No, there's no need for that.
A bit of an addiction, unfortunately.
Oh, it's not good for you, man.
No,
That stuff
it's not.
rots your soul. Coffee is the thing. I need to cut down on coffee a little bit, but yeah, I'm absolutely shattered. We've got another hour of this nonsense.
Gareth
Another
seems nice.
hour.
How do you know him?
He used to call me at another place, and when I used to run a variety night, he came and played. I think Gareth came and played at that. He must have done. Or when anyway, I did something and he came and played at something. I'm not quite sure what, but he's he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Proper muso, isn't it? Proper muso. Dear listener, if you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Simon, where in Newcastle should we go to tomorrow?
What do you want to do? I mean, are you wanting to go more cultural museums?
Well, I don't want to go to a nightclub. That much I
He
know.
doesn't drink, so we can't have an all dayer.
I mean, Newcastle, as you know, is famous for its nightlife.
Yes.
And,
Yep.
A big market.
My one of my best friends is from Newcastle, and she said the amazing thing about Newcastle is, Geordie Shore thing aside,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is not
That's not
representative
not at all.
She said
no.
what is lovely is the nightlife isn't just for young people. You do get the older people going.
All right,
out.
mate, calm down.
No, but I'm not saying. I'm
Steady.
saying like our parents' age. They'll all go out, and people go out
Oh, yeah.
in the same way. They'll all get dolled up and go out.
There are specific places where you can go. The rock nights, and every night in Big Market there's a place that does have live music.
What's the thing about Geordies and Journey?
I have no idea.
Because it's like rock, don't they? Don't Stop Believing is a big
That is a
theme,
big
isn't
thing
it?
up here.
We did see. I don't want to dwell on cliches too much, but we did see the women wearing very little.
Oh yes,
clothing.
you'll get that.
Good for them.
Yeah,
Good for them.
That whole thing in their
You don't feel the cold up here. I mean, I've got a couple of jackets back there, but they're very rarely used.
Yeah. It's quite a nice day.
You've got to pay to put them in as well, haven't you? So
Well,
you take them out.
Exactly. But places to go. So I mean, if you're looking for cultural, you've got like the Hancock Museum, and it's a bit of a dodgy name. Or
What's that?
It's like a more of a history sort of museum, so dinosaurs.
A history museum, you say, right?
Which is really good, and it's free to get in, obviously, being a museum up by the university. Or you've got. You've got like the shops if you want to go shopping. Metro Centre or boring.
I wouldn't mind some record shops. We saw the record
shops on Northumberland Street.
Okay.
And there's some back alley. You'd actually like it. I'm not sure the exact locations. You might have to look.
Yeah.
But there are some proper vinyl shops in Newcastle. Very, very famous in this area, which you might want to have a little browse in.
We'll have some of that. I'll have some of that.
But it's a lovely city. I mean, I know it's biased from being up this way.
Yes.
But I have seen a lot of cities. I travel a lot with my job. I do travel, and I've seen most of the cities in the UK. But I would definitely say that Newcastle's one of the top cities.
I'd say I've not been here since I was 17, and my dad was working on Spender, and I exactly. I came up twice, and I'm in 2 episodes of Spender. Blinking, you. Even if you didn't blink.
I mentioned Crasto before, off air. I mentioned Crasto, which is a little village in Northumberland, and some of Spender was filmed on the piers there.
Where is
my
Jimmy?
mum?
We were saying this yesterday. Where is Jimmy Nail these days?
I don't know.
Because he's brilliant. No.
He might, I don't know, he might have just made his money within his pet and then just chilled, you know.
Well, we've made some films, didn't he? He was in Ibiza.
I don't know. Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, no, of course he was. And crocodile shoes and all of his sort of, his back catalogue.
He's probably got enough money.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
No, but
I don't know where he is. He's still alive.
I doubt he's got enough. Well, even if he has enough money, he was, you know, he wrote Spender. That was all him.
That's what I mean. Maybe he's living off that.
You mentioned yesterday you're going to try and get him in on the show. That'd be amazing if you could.
Yeah.
Well, I've tried him before, but
yeah. I don't think he does. I don't think he does many sort of media things. I don't think he needs to. He's got nothing to promote.
No, we'll get. If I mention my dad's name to Jimmy Nail, he might. That will bend it because they were mates, but they saw. You know, he took a shine to my dad when Jimmy Nail didn't really take a shine to very many people. Let me give this one to me. I'm going to hunt down Jimmy Nail. And by hook or by crook, he'll be the last one on this book. Dear listener, we have another hour of this show. If you're thinking of calling, now would be a good time, because before the end of the show, at some point, you're going to hear a little bit of an evening with Eddie Large. Just about 20 minutes or so as a little taster to hear some of the things that you missed out on, because I know lots of you couldn't make it. I know some of you did make it, and it was absolutely wonderful to see you there. But before that, if you want to give us a call, you can do 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number, please, with your suggestions of where we can go in Newcastle or the surrounding areas. We are taking sightings of Jimmy Nail. If you have spotted him in the last 5 years, then let us know where that was, and we'll see if we can get a Jimmy Nail map. And you know the score, guys. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. It'll cost you pennies. It's probably free, and we call you back. The Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
I've asked this question for years. What is Jimmy Nail like? He has just
because he was huge. He
was massive.
At one point. That whole thing of him going, the Ibiza, I thought was the start of the new.
And it was like the late 90s when he disappeared. I don't think he's done anything since.
No.
I can't recall. I was from a video. Oh, Venus.
On this night of 1,000 stars. Oh God, I went to see it about 3 times in the cinema.
I'm one of these people that just, I don't know, there's loads of films that I need to see that I haven't. You know, people have said, have you seen this, have you seen this? No, I haven't, but I need to. There's a list. I've seen all the crap ones, you know, Austin Powers, as I mentioned.
Austin Powers.
Not crap, but you know, like the comedies and things like that.
Well, you'll get to be able to sit in with the builders.
Yeah, well, I took her to see the Peppa Pig film.
And did you sit through it?
She loved it.
Hey,
oh, she
have
did.
You seen the Peppa Pig they do at the theatres?
Well, they're actually popular. No, I haven't. I've seen Paw Patrol are doing a.
Oh, really? Because I think are they mascots? Because the Peppa Pig one is.
I know. I've seen videos.
I've
seen videos because they've got like the black costumes.
Yeah,
and they've got the,
amazing. That's
she's watched it on YouTube a couple of times.
And the other thing is that it's. Well, I suppose like Peppa Pig film.
Yeah.
Because it's the kids. Actually, you're there with the kids. It's not like.
Yeah. Well, the good thing with the film was it was kind of like so you've got your sort of usual 3-minute, 4-minute Peppa Pig cartoons, and then it was mixed in with like a live action lady doing stuff. And I just sat through all of it. I was really surprised.
And you don't have to worry about them making noise because it's actually their gig.
There was only 2 of us in the cinema, so me and Luella, and then some other kid and her parents. Great.
First time I took my eldest, she was about 3. We went to see Rapunzel, and stupidly I got 3D tickets.
Oh, right.
She wouldn't put the glasses on. She sat there through it, fuzzy, all the way through, refusing to put it on.
Still probably enjoyed it though.
She loved it. But that's my eldest for you. She won't do anything.
Yeah,
she decided she's
see
not doing
that,
it.
please.
A lot of the cinemas do the kids stuff now.
Dear listener, another hour to go now would be an excellent time to give us a call if you want to. 0344 499 1000. Don't forget you can watch us on periscope.tv/Iain Lee. Oh, and you know you can download the Talk Radio app. Another hour to go of the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio. I've lost the little pointer. Waving around like a twat.
The sofa does have a lot of crevices.
Well, no. Yes.
scratching the bottom down the back of the shirt.
meeting with Vladimir Putin by raising concerns about Moscow planning to pass to the election. The Russian leader denied any interference as the president did for the first time at the G20 summit. The American Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the issue's having damaging consequences.
To a large degree, though, that this is a substantial hindrance in the ability of us to move the Russian-U.S. relationship forward and agree to exchange further work regarding commitments of non-interference.
The parents of terminally ill baby Charlie Gard say they're hopeful he may now get his chance. Great Ormond Street Hospital has applied to the High Court for a new hearing to discuss the case. A major review has started into education and skills
Newcastle this time around.
No.
It's
It's about 15-20 minutes on a good day.
in the area get 5 or more A-star to C grades at GCSE compared to 61% in London. In sport, Wimbledon champion Andy Murray roared back in the fourth set to avoid a decider and book his place in the last 16. Fabio Fognini was one half of a fabulous match, but Wu losing 5 straight games
Untangle that.
5-2 in the fourth. The players finished at nearly 9 o'clock and Murray says the darkness towards the end was almost unplayable.
We probably would have had to have come off and closed the roof had I lost that fourth set. So you're thinking a little bit about that as well. It's a change of conditions and a 20-minute break to think about things before playing a fifth set. So obviously pleased to get off in 4.
And England's cricketers are in a strong position in the first test against South Africa at Lords. The tourists closed 8-2 on 214 for 5. That's the latest. I'm Kieran Kaur.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Here we go. Covenant with the night and with the darkness, he is in agreement. Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Dear listener, it's the last hour of the show now. Would be an excellent time to give us a call. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome to 0344 499 1000. We are coming from, we'll look for it in a bit, don't look for it now. We are coming from Morpeth, just outside of Newcastle. It has taken, I didn't know Newcastle was so far away. It turns out it's bloody miles away, absolutely bloody miles away. You know the score, you can call in about anything you want. Interestingly, we had someone phoning in saying that they miss it when it was all, they missed the more serious shows. Here's the thing, you're never going to get what I am never going to get the balance right, because we lost so many listeners when I was doing the heavy shows, so I kind of brought it over here, and now people are saying, well, I miss the heavy shows.
People just want it the way they want it, don't they?
People want it the way they want it. And sorry guys, I can't please all of you. I do feel like I need a couple of weeks off. I want to take a couple of weeks off. That's what I want to do. Take a month. Imagine taking 6 months off. Wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be delicious? 6 months. I met someone yesterday when I was doing the voiceover for something else. And there was a young lady who tagged along who was doing work experience. And she was, she just left school. And she was going to go to university, but she was going to go in 2 years' time.
What?
She was taking 2 years out. I can't.
What was she going to do?
I don't know. I've no idea, but I can't think of anything more delicious.
People go to Australia and stuff, don't they?
I would never have gone.
Yeah.
But when I went to university, I went straight from school to university because firstly, people did not take the year out the way that they did later
things happen.
on.
You have a child or something. Or...
Well, I also thought I've got to go now. I've got to get it done because otherwise, life happens, like you say.
I took the year out because I had to do my A-levels again because I muffed them up and I just barely scraped through. But for me, the DOS was going to college because I did a Mickey Mouse degree at what was formerly a polytechnic. But look at me now, guys. Dreams can come true. But that, for me, was the DOS. Was 3 years of drinking, experimenting with all kinds of, chemical reactions, and doing pretentious little playlets. Beautiful.
Well, part of my course was a year out, and I would say that was the making of me. But that came 3 years into my course, and that was when I was just probably about right for doing something like that.
Yeah.
And I dropped out of school when I was about 16.
Did you?
And didn't go do anything. I opened up a printing.com franchise when I was 17.
Did you become a .com millionaire?
I didn't actually, no.
Oh.
I did it for a couple of years. It didn't really work out, but I met a lot of people through doing that. which has brought me to where I am now with DJing and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So I'm not sort of regretting any of it. It didn't go quite to plan. I'm not regretting any
When
of it.
does it ever though?
I know exactly. And I was so young and we're so naive to sort of, I think, go into that when, you know, being 17, 18. But it took us on to Lionheart Radio, which is a local community radio station, which I met Harry Hardy, which you...
Yes, of course.
Friend of the show.
Yes, yes.
And DJing, which I love doing now. I've been doing it for 10 years. It's
But you
amazing.
also do bits with John.
John, yes, John Holmes. You know, as I say, I'm a massive talk radio fan. I've been listening since I remember, this sounds really strange, but I remember driving on I think it was the A19, listening to your sort of talk radio coming up at 1 p.m. or whatever it was, sort of excited, oh, this is a new radio station, I can't wait. And I think, was it John that launched it? I can't remember. No, I think did it start in the morning? I only caught John's show anyway.
Paul Ross.
I only caught the John Holmes show. I tuned in at 1, I don't know, something happened. And then I listened to it, and then they had the big debates, which is at 3 o'clock every day. And they were just amazing, and I kind of wondered how to get involved with it, and you know, and every single day it was different. They had the different voices, some silly. I mean,
so obviously spoofs.
It's a silly sort of 10-minute piece at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's done amazingly, and I just wanted to get involved. So you know, I looked into the sort of emailing people at Talk Radio, as you do, you know, and found the right sources, and so on a weekly basis I do some daft voices. So. Hello there, this is Brian here, or, you know, them sort of things. Or
oh yes, hello, yes, it's Simon. I'm calling about the incident with, you know,
them sort of stupid things. So, you know, and there's a lot of us that do it. There's about 50 people, and some of them are straight and, you know,
one of them was a knob. Do you remember that guy on Twitter who was a knob?
Was that Jeff or Ross?
I don't know. Some bloke phoned up and he was trying to prank call me.
Oh, I think no, it was Ross is the genuine.
This guy tried some guy tried to prank
right.
call me, and it was just the most unfunny, tedious thing. There's no point in prank calling.
Was he one of the
And I saw through it and called him out, and he got really angry, and then went nuts on Twitter at me. Oh, look at you doing the graveyard shift. Yeah, I'm getting paid to do this. You're a knob.
I didn't know about that.
But yeah,
it was a bit embarrassing.
It was really embarrassing for.
And girls actually.
He was an awful, unfunny twat. There we go. He was.
But anyway, I would recommend people. You know, it's on. There's a podcast for the big debate on John Holmes' show. It's brilliant. And listen to the rest of the show as well. And
yes. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you can do. We can play the Eddie Large thing in a little bit. We need to have one of our little brainstorms. Maybe we can do this tomorrow, Catherine, over a cup of coffee of guests that we can pursue, because we've got Luke Haynes coming in at some point to be the house band. That'd be cool. Belinda Carlisle is happening.
Howard Jones, but that's been pushed back a little bit.
Is that happening?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Well,
when's Robbie Vincent coming on?
Well, Robbie Vincent was all ready to come on, and then of course there was Westminster the night that he was.
ISIS.
And he said perhaps it's best if I hold off for a bit. And then I called him, emailed him about a week after, and he said he was up to his eyes, but he would definitely come on.
Right.
So yeah,
let's
I'll try him again.
Let's chase him up.
Who else was there? Oh,
go on.
Herb Alpert.
Oh yeah, is that happening?
Yeah, but it's about Christmas album, so it won't be till later in the year.
Okay, right, fine. Oh, that'd be amazing talking to him.
There's some brilliant people coming up.
Okay, well we need to have a little brainstorm. And see if we can get a few more people, a few more ideas, a few more bits and pieces, a few more ideas of who we can get, and we will chase them and round them up and get them on.
Apparently your stylist is behind your ear.
Is it? Hey! There we go.
Where is it? According to Harry.
Where is it? There it is. Hey, well done, Harry. Good work, dude.
Left ear.
Did you ever read Professor Brainstorm?
I tell you what, I'm so.
I was going to say, if it's in the credits of the sofa.
I'm so tired after this drive up today. I'm absolutely, seriously, 7 bloody hours driving. Driving up was the most stupid idea. I mean, it was a stupid idea. Next time, it is the train.
Especially if you just finished a show at like.
Yeah. Driving up was a very, very dumb idea.
Clever idea though was not trying to do it in a Warner, because that was the original idea.
What do you mean trying to do it in a Warner?
Coming and going back, because it's an early show on Sunday.
No, that was never the plan.
I mean, I thought.
That was never the plan. No, I wouldn't do
Well,
that.
it
Was stupid. Let's be honest, it was a dumb idea booking the rabbit hole up in Newcastle because we've sold 30 tickets.
Yeah, but they're going to be hardcore fans.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a good show. It would be nice to see everyone, but it was stupid. Lessons have been learned. Lessons have been
300
learned.
is probably too many.
Well, yeah, and Newcastle.
Why did you go for the stand? Is it one of the? Because I know the stand quite well. They
offered.
Yeah, they offered. Yeah, it's a good location actually. You really like it.
Yes, indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Although you appear to have gone shy on the telephones, guys, and. If that's the way you want to go, then that's absolutely fine. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Yeah, Harry spotted that on your ear.
Oh, is it?
Sorry?
Is this in
No, I can't see the one on the screen. No. Right, it's not there.
And together we're raising funds and raising the roof in a series of fearless...
There's a new... Cass, put your headphones on.
I'm listening. I'm listening, go on. I'm listening.
Yes, go on.
IERU. Still don't see it. I still don't see it.
Yeah, they're really old. Didn't buy them here. Seen better days, to be honest. I wouldn't get too close. I want to put them towards some lovely new ones.
Josh,
Sorry. Yeah?
I still don't see it.
Really? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to type it in again now.
Thank you.
I'm going to put towards a brand new car. Yes, you can afford a new car. Scrap your old car, and on top of our other great offers, we'll give you 2,000
Those bastards. Those bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I've got Paul in Leicester, but have you could put a time in there?
Right. Okay. And what time do I need to throw into?
Yeah.
If you're still... Okay, I'll back time it in a second.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
Probably time you did, because even though there's still time to claim before the PPI deadline, time is the one thing that will eventually run out. All you have to do is text the word please to 60777 and the claims guys will conduct a free search to discover if you ever had PPI. You can then claim the money yourself or let the claims guys do it for you. It's your choice. Isn't it time you texted please to 60777?
The Claims Guys. This weekend with M&S, fire up your imagination and your barbecue. Enjoy a Mediterranean-inspired main, 2 sides and a bottle of wine with our £10 grill meal for 2. M&S, spend it well. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply, subject to availability. Over 18s only. Please drink responsibly. See in store for details.
Talk Radio, the 21st century dream team of dialogue, debate and discourse.
Talk Radio, give it some lift.
She just finished school, Malala. She's 19. What?
The heads are in Birmingham.
We have ways of making you talk.
Evening, dear listener. Hello, Paul.
Hello again, yeah.
Yes.
You know you're feeling tired.
Yes, I'm feeling very tired. I've been driving for 7 hours, just under.
It might be connected with me talking about your body. You're only up to your belly button, you know.
Oh, now remind me of this because I kind of switched off a little bit yesterday.
Your body only went up to your belly button.
Yes. So explain what you mean by that.
Well, your physical body, it's your physical body.
Yes.
They're all ones higher at the bottom. The first one is an overlap, you see.
Right.
That's your spiritual body, that's higher.
Right.
You're another one, there are others as well.
Paul, can I speak honestly and openly with you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I can speak honestly and openly with you.
Absolutely.
Okie dokie. You're talking nonsense, man.
No.
You're talking nonsense. Have you taken your medication today?
Yeah, I took my medication, yeah.
Are you sure? Because you're sounding a little bit loose.
They changed my medication.
I know they changed it. We talked about your medication yesterday, and I just wonder...
They changed my medication.
do you have a care worker or a health visitor?
I've gone out to the place I usually live.
Yeah.
Moved into this place where I am now.
Yes, right. So what do you live? What you live in sheltered accommodation?
Well, it's a government brought it in.
Right.
The idea is to get me back to normal life.
Right, but so you live? Do you live in a flat on your own?
It's a flat on my own, yes, but
There's like a warden or something.
yeah, there's sort of like the
Okay.
sort of thing. You know.
Okay.
But there are the residents as well, all like in a big house together.
Okay.
Ground floor, look, it's all ground floor. You see, it's second floor, third floor.
Okay, so you've seen and you've spoken to, you know, I'm going to say in inverted commas, a responsible adult today. Yeah, but we know what I mean when I say they're as responsible as we want them to be. But you know, you've seen someone has seen you today, and you have spoken to somebody. Okay, well that's good. All right then. Well, in that case, tell us more about the.
The spiritual spirit that's bring you very much up to the base of the rib cage.
Yes.
If you go into the middle there,
Yes.
oscillate backwards and forwards.
Oscillate.
There.
Yes.
Yeah. That will synchronise
Your chakras. I don't buy into this chakra nonsense.
Well, it's a word. Region. That's a different term used. The region.
I have read about chakras, and it's all guff, isn't it?
Well, no, they give energy. You can get energy. There's different types of different functions. I was just using the term chakra.
What, Paul? What music do you like listening to?
What music?
Yeah.
Well, you know the chap earlier on playing the guitar.
Yeah, we had David Babcock playing Blackbird by the Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yes, Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great song. That's a great song. So you like the Beatles?
Yes, absolutely. I love the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
They're good. It is the. I'm just saying on this day in history. 53 years ago was the premiere of the Beatles film A Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
And that's something, huh? Have you seen that film?
Sleeping like a dog, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that film?
No.
Ah, you should watch it, man. It's funny. It's a funny film.
Yeah, but...
Yes.
Yeah, you know, there's sort of things... mind brings some thoughts.
Yeah. Have you got? Can I? How old are you, Paul? I can normally guess people's ages, but I'm struggling with you.
I'm 56.
Oh, do you know what? I was thinking 54. I should have said it. You sound like you sound like an old soul, though. Do you know what I mean by that?
An old soul?
You sound like your body's 56. But your soul comes across as much older. Does that make sense to you?
No. Oh, yeah, you might do. I don't know.
Yeah, you got a soul that's been around the block a few times.
Well, it's been around it's jumped out the window.
Yeah, there you go. How did you find yourself living? What was the situation that you ended up living where you're living now?
Well, the chap, he was balmy. He was called a paranoid. They called him a paranoid.
Is this Paul that was called that? Are you talking about Paul?
No, Daniel.
Who's Daniel?
Daniel is a chap, and he lives at Hamilton Community Homes, right?
Right. Okay.
And I think he thinks he's Jesus.
Right.
I think what he thinks. Yeah. I don't know that. He's never said that. I must say that.
He lives in the home. He lives in the same home as you, does he?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
And Michelle said he's not really doing.
No. No. And have you got many?
When he shouts, he raises his voice
Yeah.
very loud.
Have you got many friends, Paul?
A few. People here now.
Yeah.
Lots of friendish and people
Okay.
community homes. Still don't visit.
Paul, listen, I've really enjoyed chatting to you tonight. I'm going to move on.
Let me just tell you about the spirit.
Well, do you know what, Paul? Maybe not tonight because I've got to do a bit of business. I've got to go to the ads. I'm late for the ads, and then we're going to play the Eddie Large thing, which you might find quite funny. Actually, I did a show with Eddie Large.
Eddie Large, oh yeah.
From Little and Large.
Little and Large, yeah.
Yeah, I did a show with him. We're going to play a little bit of it out in a few minutes. You might quite enjoy it.
By the way, 2 eggs in a saucepan, you know, and one egg says to the other.
Yes.
If you think they're boiling away. If you think it's bad in here, you wait till they get you out, chop your head off.
There we go. You see, the old ones are the best.
Hey?
Paul, listen. You listen. I'm going to move on, mate. You have a lovely weekend. It's nice to talk to you. Take it easy, and we'll speak next week, hopefully. Okay.
Okay.
Take care, Fa. Ta-ta. Bye-bye, Paul. I found that quite. What a nice man. What a lovely spirit. I found that quite sad, listening to Paul. And but I'm glad. Actually, no, I don't know why I found that sad. I'm really pleased that he's in a safe place, physically in a safe place, because I was a little bit worried, and he sounded even more detached than.
It was different from yesterday.
Than yesterday, but he's in a safe place, and there are people around him, and that's good. And I was just. Do you know what? I had a flash of younger me. Younger me would have gone for the gag there and would have, but older me felt nothing but empathy and sympathy for that poor troubled soul. Thank you, Paul. We'll speak next week. Right, let's take a quick break. Oh, poor bugger. Take longer break early. Need to get into pre-rec at 32:20. Hang on, say that again. I wasn't listening. I can't say that again, Josh, because I missed the beginning.
That's right. Basically, you want to be hitting your 40 break around sort of 27, 28, and that'll give you sort of a minute to get into
Okay.
really large stuff. But you've got to hit that 32, 40 spot on.
All right, brilliant. Thank you.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome. Eddie Large is coming up in about 10 minutes or thence. About what a nice man Paul was. Was a very nice man, and a lot of interesting ideas about things and bits and pieces. Let's go to John. Evening, John.
Hi Ian, hi Kath, how are you?
Hiya, John.
You going to say hello to Simon?
What about
our
me?
host?
Oh, sorry Simon, you're right.
I'll let you off.
Thank you, Simon. You've been an excellent host. And
It's been great. It's just like I'm a massive fan of the show, and just to have to watch the show go on in my sitting room is
watch the magic take place.
It's surreal. And being this side of the periscope.
Yeah. You've fought your Mike TV. You've fallen into the screen. Yes, John. What have you got for us?
I just wanted to thank you and Kath. I came on the other night and had a long chat with you about various things about my illness.
Oh yeah. You sent me an email, and I'm terrible at replying to emails.
No, it's no problem.
But thank you.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say, because I suspect there's a lot more people out there. As I said in the email, I didn't say it on the call. I ended up with a slight facial paralysis from all this last year.
Yeah. You've been really ill, haven't you? About a year ago, you've been in hospital and stuff.
Yeah. Don't go over it again. So I was nervous about ringing for a long time because of that.
Yeah.
But what sort of prompted me to do it the other night was obviously Jerry came on again, and I just thought, I've got to get over myself and ring in.
The thing is, because you sent that email, and I couldn't hear it then, and honestly I can't hear anything now. So I don't know if it's
It's a perception,
yeah. That's what I was going to say.
You're aware when it's you, aren't you? Of course you are.
But I can't hear anything. You sent me that email and it took me by surprise, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, to be honest, it's more of a visual thing. The
Yeah.
right side of my face was affected and all the nerves are damaged and stuff. So if you sort of saw me on like Skype or whatever,
Yeah.
forbid, then you'd see the sort of droopiness. So
Right, and you're really self-aware of it, are you?
yeah, in person, man. Not so much with people I know. It's
Yeah.
just because obviously they know what it's all about, but it tends to, it'll get worse if I see someone face to face that I've never met. Because then I'm starting to try and compensate for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And then it's sort of, I think it looks worse than it is, to be honest. But
Oh, we all do that. We all do about everything.
And you know what we would see, don't you, John? We'd see a survivor.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's totally what it is. It's totally what it is. And honestly, you can't hear it at all. You can't.
Do you fancy a fight, John? Do you fancy a punch-up? Go on then. When was it? Have you ever hit anyone, John? I've never really hit someone. I've never hit someone as if my life depended on it. I do wonder what that feels like. Sorry, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but it's just popped in my head what it feels like to hit someone.
Not properly. Only once in sort of self-defence, but I'm really a fighting.
No, me neither. I wouldn't condone it. I wouldn't encourage it.
I have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like? You got 15
I
seconds.
used to get bullied terribly by a big boy.
Yeah.
And one day I turned around and whacked him one, and no one ever took the mickey out of me again. But
Wow.
I felt like it was frightening. There was a loss of control.
John, listen, I've got to move on, mate, because we're going to play the Eddie Large thing. But it's nice to speak to you, and thank you for the email, and we'll speak soon.
No, it's CNA, cash in the attic. There you go.
Cash in the attic. That was it. Thank you very much, John. Matt, we haven't got time for you tonight. I'm really, really sorry. We're going to take a quick break, then we'll come back and we'll talk about Eddie Large. Why we didn't put these breaks together.
Well, exactly.
Go.
Once upon a time, there was
That's been good fun, man.
It's been.
Thank you so
Oh, fuck it, I'm tired.
I can imagine. Well, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the live experience.
Yeah. I hope it'll be alright.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. I'll try and get some of my mates on as well, so I'm sure they'll be up for it.
We'll make a good show out of it. It's just, we just got flattered with the stands and asked us to go. And we're like,
Yeah, it's a great little club as well. I mean, they've got,
I should have been a bit more.
It's just not working. I need to maintain
But we'll
you
break
normally go for like above the pub and stuff.
Yeah. I guess no one listens around here, and that's fine. But
You do, you've got loads of nothing's calls, really.
well,
You'd be surprised, I think. I think you've got a lot of silent calls. People like listen,
Yeah.
don't phone in. Like me, I only call in now and again because I don't know. I just think people don't feel necessary that they can contribute or something. I'm sure they're people listen.
I'm braving the shave for my mum to let her know I'm here.
I would have thought like with the Sun newspaper taking over it, they'd have big adverts in there and all sorts of things.
They put adverts in.
I don't read this.
for
I
other
don't read it
shows.
anymore, to be honest. So.
They're waiting apparently.
Until the big move to the shot, the shot,
Yeah.
got the shot.
I think so.
I hope it stays around, like, so I think it's what we need. Like, there's nothing, on air. After probably like LBC's totally just dark place all the time. You know. I like James Will, not James Will, James O'Brien. He's amazing. That's about it, really. He's so level-headed, like he just doesn't.
If you do nothing, you'll get nothing. So text please to 60777.
Periscope was asking if you can actually read the comments.
Hello,
I
yes.
can't really see it from there. I like my wallpaper.
29, 41, 42,
Find the wallpaper
43,
from Argos.
44. Alright, nice one. Thank you for your help tonight, Josh. I appreciate it. Cheers.
On tape from a coffee shop in Kentucky and enjoy the very best after-hours conversation, recreation, and just a little caffeination. It's tales, tunes, and tomfoolery on the Jerry Springer Radio
Oh,
Show.
no. I mustn't lose that one. In terrible trouble. Thank you.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So we're going to play the Eddie Large thing. Simon, thank you very much for letting us come
Pleasure.
chat. Give you your Twitter and all the things you want to plug. Get them out
just
now.
UK Silent Disco, or if you're looking for a silent disco, go to headphoneparty.com. That's about it, really.
There we go.
I
Perfect.
don't need to promote anything.
Perfect, that's fine.
Good
That's all we-
time, call Simon.
That's all we
Yeah,
need.
why not?
Now listen, about February, thing, something like that, we had Eddie Large on the show from Little and Large, and we hit a rich seam of older entertainers and comedians and stuff. And I thought he was really, really funny when he came on, and he was quite nervous, and I was surprised to hear that he'd had 2 near-death experiences. He had he had a heart transplant, and also a couple of years ago he fell over, and you know, in the way that older people, he's in his 70s, you know, when they fall over, that's a big deal, you know, and he nearly died twice. And we got on quite well, and I was kind of thinking, and I sent him an email saying, this is a really silly idea, but would you ever want to do an evening with Eddie Large? And I'll put it on, and I'll host it, and I'll, you know, introduce it and do all of that, and you just rock up, and you can have all the money. And he replied, no, I don't fancy it. And then he obviously got talking to his missus, Patsy, who is a powerhouse. And he got back in touch, he said, yeah, I'll do it, but it's got to be in Portishead, this tiny little, sort of, almost a village that he lives in. And he set these kind of not insurmountable barriers to make it almost like we wouldn't do it.
But they were narrow parameters.
They were narrow parameters, and I put it on, and I managed to do it. And I booked a hall, and we sold tickets, and about 270 people crammed into this hall in Portishead on Sunday, June the 25th, was it? Something like that. Gosh, all these dates seem so important leading up to it, and now it seems a lifetime ago. And Dredge came along and helped, and Kath came along and helped, and loads of people came with Tracy and Daz, and all these people kind of rocked up and helped. And I knew it'd be good, right? I knew it'd be good, and I knew he'd be good, but I didn't know how good he was going to be. You're going to hear now just a tiny, tiny snip of it. This is excerpts from An Evening with Eddie Large.
Let's just bring him on a nice bit.
Thank you.
Josh, we are going to unplug, mate. Thank you very, very much for your help. I know it's a bit different, but I appreciate it. Cheers, thank you. Bye-bye.
That's it done.
Oh, is that because you're...
Let's jump switch on.
Oh, God.
I thought it was the remix of it.
That was me. I thought that was something wrong.
We're done. Fucking hell.
Right, save Jenny's back,
Me
man.
too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we've got 20 minutes yet of unplugging all this shit. Bye, Periscopers.
Bye.
Bye. Good evening.